today we are doing another live stream. Amazing. How are you? I am tired. Very tired. Some might say I'm tired as fuck, which I am. And they'd be right. What a day I have had. I shit you not. Just fucking nothing's ever easy, is it? Just one of those days, like, you know. Hello, Bri. Hello, FCM. Juro Rose. What's happening? How are you doing? I won't be putting the bubbles on tonight. Some people aren't a fan, apparently, so I thought I'd just leave it black. Blick. Oh, we're live. How's APOM doing? Spy and Mash. You legend. Oh, I'm just a big, tired man. You know, scent of the day, Pancaldi. Somebody sending me some Pancaldi. Very kind of them. Hello, Professor Melvin. How are you? You treasuring it, are you? I'll tell you what, I'd fucking be treasuring it now. A fucking great price. Do you know the fragrance? I smelled it, and it's just not my type of fragrance. Like, but I'm glad it's gone to a good home. You know, I know you'll love it. I know you're treasuring it. I know you'll look after it. Beg your pardon. I feel like I am lost in the Boeing's void, and God is speaking, quacking to me. I am your God. Give me all your money. Where are the bubbles? Diego asks. I wouldn't say I've had negative feedback, but some people aren't a fan. I put the bubbles on, but I get what people mean when they say they don't want to like they don't want to sit and stare at bubbles, but it's not really the idea of the live stream. The live stream's more to do with just like it's meant to be like more of a radio podcast sort of vibe, you know? But I was informed that some people weren't a fan, so I thought I would just leave it today. Some people are saying that they miss the bubbles. Christy misses the bubbles. I think David misses the bubbles. Personally, I'm easy. Personally, I'm easy either way. Oh, God. What a day I have had. Fuck me. Would you believe I've been in a bar for 4 hours? I've been stuck in a bar. So, FCM, I have no issues with the bubbles. I'm easy either way, to be honest with you. I'm not bad. I just thought the bubbles was just like some whimsical kind of thing. It doesn't bother us whether there's bubbles or there's no bubbles, you know. Sir Bry, the thumbnail cat wants to be a human. He does. Too scared to wear certain fragrances. Who, me? Certain fragrances I am. I was at my friend's house tonight and I took me zoologist samples round and I like showed them the ones that I'd opened and I put some Hyrax on my skin and it frightened a couple of people I know. I don't know that it frightened them, but they weren't impressed with Hyrax. It does smell like piss and shit. I mean, sorry if you're listening out loud and there's people around, but wow. It is a pissy and shitty fragrance. I like bubbles, says David. I'm fond of bubbles. I'm also fond of the blackness of the void. I don't mind staring at the abyss. I'll do that as well. What's your scent of the day, Rich? Today I wore Sartorial by Penhaligon's. Very nice. Lavender, beeswax. Good stuff. It's got a steam kind of note to it as well. It's got like an austere steam sort of smell. Have you ever smelled Savoy steam by Penhaligon's? That really does smell like steam. It's amazing how I was thinking about that today as I was mulling over one of me 5 pints of cola. Because you can't just sit in a bar and not drink something, you know what I mean? Otherwise, it's like, what the fuck are you doing in here? You're taking up space, dickhead. You know what I mean? So I drank 5 pints of cola and had 1 pint of alcoholic beer. That is the first alcohol to pass my lips in about 5 years. I shit you not. Incredible scenes. Scent of the day is Ambra Supreme. Great fragrance. Right? I'm going to be lurking and listening still at work. That's sort of what this is supposed to be about, just lurking and listening. You know? Like you can go about your business and have me waffling on in the background. It's what I do when I listen to reviews. I don't really watch reviews. You know? Just sort of put them on and just kick back. Good evening. Nick N. Not Nick S. Who's Nick S? Nick N. How are you? I hope you are well. My only blur fragrance. I do think it's a blue fragrance. Do you have a bubble bath, a peppermint bath? No. Shower. I would really struggle to get out in and out of bath with me back. Really struggle. Bubbles were fine. Snagged Ultima ULL sheer scent. Looking forward to receiving it. I have no idea. I've never heard of that in my entire life. Hello, Rich. Hello, Adam. How are you? Did you hear of the new Habit Rouge flanker by Delphine Jelk? I didn't. Hello, Afro Iron Knight. David is there. What happened to the Kentucky Fried Fish and Chicken? I don't know. Was Kentucky Fried? Probably Kentucky Fried and consumed. Habanolide, probably. Bless you. Hello, setting the day on Tellus. Silver Vaporizer, nice. Great Dural, the headache at the top, some fresh light citrus from Mineroli in the mid, and big ambergris. A patchouli in the base. It feels very fresh to me. Very fresh. Blue for me. My go-to drink is melted water with frozen ice. Good heavens. Thank you, Brother Rich. Oh, the water is beautiful. Welcome, Paige. I'm glad you received it. I was looking to date the email. It's been a couple of months, but that was the first opportunity you could get to the post office. Like, I think Galen lives in a jungle. He's certainly an animal. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad it got you. Connecting and sharing is what, God, it's such a cliche. It sounds so cheesy, but, you know, connecting and sharing is a huge part of the fragrance community, isn't it? You know, being able to, like, share, like, even decants and little samples and stuff like that. It's amazing. It's brilliant, like. Scent the day, Frederick Moore, Monsieur. You should invest in the bottle, Rich. I'm still on the fence about Monsieur. I think you might be right. I should invest in the bottle, but then tomorrow I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh, I'm not buying a bottle of that. I wore my 2021 on Taste of Bed last night. Sportier and young than any time before. What's that all about? Modernisation, innit? You know what I mean? I hope they're not doing that. Meds and alcohol, bad combo. Don't say anything stupid. No, I'm okay. I only had 1 pint, and I'm a big man. Do you know what I mean? I can handle it. Even if I hadn't had, I mean, I felt like I didn't feel a buzz, but it took the edge off. Do you know what I mean? There was some stuff there called Sparrow. Oh, fuck me, I'll have to look it up and see what it was called. 5.4%. I was like, fuck that, I'm not turning to one of them people who fucking drinks and streams. Fuck that. Picture is all back. Is that what it should be? Yes. Yes, it is, Vladimir. Sorry. I was going to have bubbles on, but I don't know. I just sort of decided to, I don't know. It's just like a radio show tonight, you know. Joe, what do you think of C12 MNA? Awesome aldehyde, isn't it? Stop stalling. Hello world, hello Shiva. Is Galen here? I don't know. I don't think so. He's had his internet's been off for a while because he lives in the jungle. I'm leaving it rolling. There's a new habit Rouge Franco, apparently so, Prof. Melvin. David says there is, then there is. Sent of the day, My by Bogue. I might try some Bogue soon. People always go on about Bogue. Or the bogus. Is that what Bogue is short for? I'm very good, Rich. Wearing Chapeau Bleu from Marina Picasso. Ever tried or heard of it? I've neither tried nor heard of it. Scent of the day's Herba Fresca. Yes, I only wear that in the height of summer and I am looking forward to it big time. That and geranium pour monsieur for the heat. Rose talking about aldehydes. James Crowder. Scent of the day is Myrto de Panaria. I've heard of that before. Scent of the day is LPRN Intense by Girl On. I don't know what that means. I feel obliged to drop a random lemon. I've heard that about you. You're welcome. Lol. Mem and My. Inserting bubbles. I feel better now. The secret sign of the lemon. Good evening. My and Mem are good. I haven't tried any of the others. Paige says, I'm about to kidnap Francis Curtis-on, make him bring back Ona War, the best designer coffee fragrance for me. I don't get a lot of coffee from it. I get more like curry and lavender. A little bit of strawberry as well. It's an insane fragrance. It's brilliant. I do get that dark sort of like not roasted, but like ground coffee sort of vibe, but it's more of a darkness. I really like it. Are you looking out for a bottle of it, Paige? Many rave about Mem, but My is my favourite stink from them. LPRNI. LPRNI sounds like a charity in England. Sounds like the RNLI. La Petite Robe Noir Intense. Yes, thank you, David. David knows his girl on. Ah! Wow. What a day. Just tired. Just a lot of waiting around. Actually, I'm not that tired, to be fair. My backup bottle of vintage Timbuktu came today. Jealous. I wouldn't mind a bottle of that. Kobe. This is Spy and Mash. FCM4 and I audio, avoid using it with insensitive calls, probably to my detriment. Sorry, Duck, and we bothered typing the full name. No, I know what you mean. Some of the names are huge. Setting the name Biblos Man, and then Aromatics Elixir for the evening. Nice. David, your scent of the day is Macy's. I'm caught up on the chat. I'm wearing Eric Butabar, Maiden Orange Blossom, Girl in Nahima, Dior Le Col Noir, and testing Mise en Ciel Luxury right now. I'm a mess. Yeah, I get a bit like that sometimes. You're wearing like a scent of the day, and then you've got one on each hand, and then you've got one on each forearm as well. Jura frankincense tends not to last, right? Frags like Avignon and Gucci pour on one, I think, demonstrates what C12 M&A does to Frank. Sadly, my Macy's head doesn't carry girl on. Ah. Matter of fact, Balenciaga use C12 M&A as well. Which fragrance FCM? Oh, had 5 Pepsis today, man. Yikes. The thing is, when I've got a drink in front of us, I've got to drink it. You know what I mean? You know for a fact I was out there staying hydrated. It's just what I do. I'm outrageous. I don't think Fragrance Journey's here, but he is in Italy. I know that. I imagine he's having a great time. He's going to a few cities. He's going to a few cities. Christy says her scent of the day is a whole lot of Lulu by myself all day in a cloud. Nice. Hello, Michael John. How are you? Spy and Mash needs to get a bottle of vintage Gucci pour on. That'll cost you. That'll cost you. I got one last year and it was not cheap. And that was a partial. Yikes. And it had like a bit of the glass missing off the bottom of the bottle. Like someone had banged it on something. Really great scent, Christy. Jacob made me buy the vintage Poison EDT as usual. Yeah, I've bought a few perfumes off Jacob's recommendation. Like I think the main one was Opium. Opium Pour On. He got the one in the blue packaging. And I was like, oh, I want that. Because he got a big factice as well. And I was like, oh, outrageous. I want that. I watched his April perfumes today. He was talking about La Pausa. Not sure I could pull off La Pausa. Not sure I could. It's not my vibe. Oh, goodness. Peronomoy. Jacob made me buy a handbag. Yes, he'll do that to you as well. Oops. Couldn't believe what I saw. Rich hides his Zerjoff in a Birkin. I do not have a Birkin. I have not built up the requisite points with the brand. I want you to go on a journey. If you think I'm going to buy all your tats so I can get my hands on one of the better things that you sell, you're fucking joking, aren't you? Me, chance. You can either buy it or you can't. Make better stuff. If you want people to buy your other stuff, make better stuff. You know? Chanel handbag price hikes are outrageous, says my wife. Chanel price hikes are outrageous, full stop. It's like 10-20% a year, isn't it? It's ridiculous. It's obscene. You know? You just put up the price of the Les exclusives 10%. They're over 300 quid now. Mind you do get 200 mil, so you know. Rich, what's your favorite floral perfume? See, I'm not a big floral fan. I don't know that Ensemble Mystique is floral. Would you describe Kazemi as being floral? It's a huge rose fragrance. I've been getting spices recently, though. Floral. Difficult. Possibly geranium pour monsieur. I don't have many. Rich, can you feel the love from Jura and I? I'm not sure that I can. I'm not sure that I can. Can I feel the love? I'm not sure. FCM wanted to surprise his wife with a Chanel bag, but never mind. Yeah. Hello, Christoph. How are you? Are you well? How have you been? Oh, goodness. Hold on a second. I've got an email. That's from Fragrance X. Sort of. Huh. Hey. Boo. Is that Peter R.C. before me? Oh, screen's gone crazy. When you get married, Rich, your bride will be chucking a bouquet of oat moss. Hopefully the lucky unlucky bridesmaid doesn't get a rash. I have never given a lady a rash. James Crowder, I like Ode and Magnolia. Carl Anderson says, I've been wearing the recent batch of chorus a lot this week. People actually like it too. I haven't dared wearing the vintage yet. Go on. You've got to break it open, Carl. Excuse me whilst I hydrate, says Peter. You are excused. Rich, what do you think of Luciano Pavarotti? Any good? Shite. Which Luciano Pavarotti? Do you mean like the one that I'm always showing off? Like my bottle? Right, which one do you mean? The 1994 or the 1997? Hello, Peter, says Nick. Sent of the day was Bois de Portugal, says Christoph. Nice. It wasn't nice enough yet to wear Bois de Portugal. I don't know if Geranium Pause sure smells weird to people when I wear it. I'm not sure if it's work safe in a hospital. It's light and fresh and airy and minty. I don't know that I would wear it in a hospital though. What you need to wear in a hospital is Nivea EDT, the Nivea cream fragrance. That would go down brilliantly in a hooja in a hospital. Timbuktu is very, very good in the vintage bottle. Yes, I got a bunch of L'artisan in the old bottle recently. Sevilla La Lobe is brilliant too. Not sure I like Sevilla La Lobe. Hi. I'm saving that colour. I'm sure Deluxe will have something close. I don't know what's going on with the colour. Like, is it off? I don't know what's happening with the colour. Like, apologies. You just have to take it. What is going on? Have I turned the camera off? I have. Oh dear. Can anybody see anything? Nah, I think I've fucked it. Like, oh well. You'll just have to put up with this colour, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. It's alright, there's nothing going on the screen anyway. If Pavarotti is at the EDP, I don't think so. I wouldn't wear any perfume in a hospital, says Jack. Have you tried Mon Numero 10? No. I'm going to get the happily wear Timbuktu more now. Yes. Although I think Duck Egg would suit your stream more so, says Jura Rose. Aromatics Alexia, much love. Just wear some skanky you in the hospital. People just think someone shot themselves. No, the fresher Pavarotti. I haven't smelled it. Although not many votes. Just blank grey screen. Bubbles went. Yeah. I fucked it, to be fair. Yeah, Jack, I spray under scrubs discreetly for myself. No fragrance policy. Sorry for being late to class, says Antonio. Welcome, Antonio. Sent the day's New York Intense. Not a favourite of mine. No, a grey wall. No bubbles, but we can't hear you. That's what matters, I agree. I see purplish brown. Again, I've heard rumours that you do, yes. Excuse me, Jura. Rich, have you ever tried Aromatics Elixir by Clinique? I think I have, but I can't remember it. What colour do you see? Is this like the dress? Shush. Give our, what's the Pavarotti with the red, green square emblem on the box bottle like? Is it a later release? It is a later release, and I don't know. I haven't smelled it. That I can remember anyway. I just say it's deodorant or the clothes workers that I spray to hide the human stink. Fragrant Journey recommended mine to me. I wore it for a month. I adore the niche difference, especially the mid and dry down. Say Sheila. Hell rich chat. Hell interference. Can't we have yellow ducks flying around? No, I don't know how to do that, or I would. Sevilla Robe. Lovely. Reminds me of the polished wooden floor of my first school. Yikes. Blue screen. Hello, interference. Or is it grey? Hey, Christoph. Hello, Les. How are you? I hope you are well. I've tried NR for Narciso Rodriguez for him a couple of times too since I got it last week. Don't know what to think of it. Reminds me of something. Just keep going with it, Carl, if you can. Just keep going with it. It's a funny fragrance, but I hated it the first time I smelled it. I thought it was shit. And then I came to love it. Oh, I see. We're going grey now. Now I'm feeling sad. Need more Lulu. Oh man, Rich, I was at a random frag store yesterday and spied a box of magnetism and a test with Balenciaga. I ended up purchasing both. Well done. That was a fucking good day. Well done, interference. Wet concrete, says Peter. Got a current formulation Bois d'Argent amp today. Nice. Well. Aromatics Elixir Vintage, need to use sparingly. Gorgeous. Yeah. Never smelled Balenciaga till then. It's 100 ml, but 95% full, but with a leaky sprayer. Ooh, that's not what you want. Just decant it. Because that shit will get away from you if you're not careful. I want to get Aromatics Elixir in black, and then there was a new Aromatics flanker shown on Fragrant the other day. I'd love to try. Haven't tried the old formulation, but current is still beautiful. I might wear Bois d'Argent tomorrow. Oh! Oh, goodness me. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Oh! Excuse me whilst I replenish the hydration. Pardon me. I'm off to walk Floyd, my dog. Enjoy the mighty duck, everyone. Good night, Jura Rose. Or goodbye, Jura Rose. Bye, Jura. The sprayer works, but if I spray more than 3 or 4 sprays, it starts leaking. Oh, yeah. Just explaining to somebody what rate cards are. There's a bit of a conversation going on about free bottles at the minute, which is a good thing, in my opinion, after Ashton's video. But me and Ramsey banging on about that shit for a while. You can't trust it makes you ask a question when somebody gets a free bottle for review, especially since nobody ever trashes free bottles for review. So there's questions to be asked, you know. So, there, Jura. I'm off too. Good night, everyone. Good night, Jura. Christoph. Jura and Christoph have bailed. Odd. You got me intrigued about Aberdeen lavender, that I ordered a sample as well as Asian green too, and I started looking into that aqua line. Do you like vetiver geranium? I don't remember it, to be honest. I don't remember it. Outrageous. Opened my box of Timbuktu just now. It's the new, oh dear. New formulation is fine, but it's not what I paid. No, it's not. I would send it back if I were you. Cheerio, Jura and Christoph. Says drawn by sense. Hey Les, I'm getting a sample of Ensemble Mythique because of you and Eugene's enthusiasm for the fragrance, but is it a good spring fragrance? It's absolutely brilliant for the rain. You wear that when it's raining and it will make perfect sense to you. As we get further towards summer, it'll be more, not difficult to wear, but I suppose it will be more difficult to wear. It'll be a tougher wear. Yeah, it's it is good for spring, but it's warm. It's warm because it's thick and it's rich. There's big aldehydes at the top. There's a big rose and there's a massive ambergris. You know, you will enjoy it as a fragrance, but you may find it works better in and autumn and winter. But if you want, you can wear it whenever you want, you know. Carl says, we'll try Narciso Rodriguez for him more then. It was great hearing you interact with Eugene's guests on his stream, by the way. Thanks very much. I know Christoph. Like I've spoke to Christoph quite a lot of times. He's a fucking really good lad. He sent me a couple of fragrances. Ultra Zest and Hortus Sanitatis. Really good prices. Two fragrances I wouldn't have had the chance to own. And I like when he told us, he was like, send us the money and I'll buy you them. And I did send him the money of them, and he did buy them and he did send them. So he's a lot, like, you know, I know I can trust him as well. Do you know what I mean? He's a good lad. You can't really put a price on that, you know. It's like I sent him away with money and he could have just disappeared and there would have been nothing I could have done about it. But you know, like I say, I trust him. He's a good lad. Oh dear. Sorry, I'm drinking a lot of water now. Just had me dinner before. I was at my friend's eating popcorn earlier. I haven't eaten popcorn for ages either. What are your thoughts on magnetism, Rich? I really like it. I've got a partial and I have got a backup. And I really like it. It's a brilliant. I don't know if it's a designer fragrance. I think a Skada. We're a Skada, a niche house. I think a Skada are a niche house, aren't they? Like, I don't know if they make clothes or anything like that. I know they got rid of their entire men's line, which is criminal. Like Casual Friday, I've got a sample of Casual Friday right here. I wasn't crazy on it. Some people go mad for Casual Friday. I think it's nice, but would I pay the prices they're asking on eBay? I don't think I would. There's Casual Friday. I've got a special edition of Casual Friday sample as well. There's chaps. Oh, right. I'll sit up, shall I? I'm currently lying down, chilling out. Oh, sorry for the strange noises. It's what happens when you get older. And you get a bad back. Escada magnetism. Whoops. That's a Escada magnetism. I don't want a Escada magnetism. I want a Escada Casual Friday. Oh, yeah. Night Flight. I might be getting a couple of bottles of that, you know. Pretty sure it's a, pretty sure it is a Pierre Baudin. Oh, wait, where's Casual Friday? There's Bellamy. Burberry. Moschino, Sagamore. It was dead interesting when it was really interesting when I was on stream with Gabe and Eugene, and Gabe was talking about a fragrance called Sagamore. And I was like, fucking hell. I was like, I know Sagamore. I was like, I've got a vintage decant of Sagamore, because it was a fragrance that Dior, was it, who made Sagamore? Was it Ralph Lauren? Somebody. They made a version of a perfume that they turned down by, what's his chops, Mr. Bourdon, and they went with Sagamore, and it was one of the worst decisions they made, because they could have had Cool Water. They're twits. You know, I cannot find Casual Friday here, so we'll just have to spray the original. We'll just have to spray the special edition. Does anybody know if the special edition's the same or different? See, it's nice, but am I paying hundreds and hundreds of pounds for Casual Friday? I know Duncan does. Duncan's got a fucking fantastic collection of Casual Friday. Very impressive. That's like his, like, what Casual Friday is to him, what like Balenciaga Pour Homme is to me. I like it when people do that. Like a fragrance gets to them and they're like, oh, I can't be without. I must buy. I must consume. That's not to say everybody should consume all the time. Vetiver Geranium hovers between Oligarch and Tour de Hermes. Nice. Have you tried Le Mat? Oh, sorry, that's not for me. Returning at FCM. Yeah, I would as well. It's not what you bought. It's not the point. You know what I mean? It's not the point that they sent you like something else. To them, it might not be a fucking big thing, but that's not what you bought and paid for. Do you know what I mean? If I buy a tin of green paint and it's blue, you know, that's not what I paid for. While hitting the tequila last night, I did the insane. Oh, dear. I ordered Diwan and not Jesse from Fragrance of Dubai. I'm done buying until the winter. Now I need to be around when it's delivered. Yes, that's right. You don't want them things gone missing, do you? That's tequila for you, that, mate. Dear Barbara. I think you should stop drinking until the winter as well, mate, if that's what happens when you do. I had 1 pint today and I was scrolling through eBay. I won't lie to you. I'm a cheap night out. Do you like Ballade Sauvage, Richard? I haven't smelled it. It's compared to Dune. I have a bottle and it's very nice for this spring weather and summer coming also. I really like Dune Pour Homme. Absolutely love it. And I've got like modern bottles of it. I've got a couple of modern bottles of it and I've got a vintage as well. I throw it on like 10 sprays. And then, you know, when it's like hot outside, it's just beautiful for that, like. Legoist, no, I haven't heard of it. I will look it up. I've blown my fragrance budget for the year after last night's buying. That's right. Hello, Bariatrion. How are you? They also had Sentiment, but I heard it's not as good. They didn't have a tester of Sentiment. Ballade Sauvage is brilliant in the heat, completely different when I first tested it in cooler weather. That's it's always a good point that, you know, there are some fragrances, that are completely different animals in the in the heat or in the cold. You know, the opposite is true as well. I can't imagine, like I was just looking at a tester there of Bellamy. And I've got the early 2000s Bellamy, and I've got the original Bellamy in the shaker bottle. I cannot imagine wearing that in the heat, the height summer. Bonkers. You know, like some people will have that as the signature fragrance, you know, like some old school blokey bloke or some old school woman. They'll have to be old school. And they'll be wearing that and they'll be wearing that in like July and August. And wow. Hey there, Rich. Hello, June 1970. How are you? Lancome. What about Lancome? Wait until you hit your 40s, Mitch. Jesus, mate. Honestly, I'm fucked in my late 30s. Like, I'm 36, I'm 37 this year, and I'm absolutely cabbage. Like, I have a decant of vetiver geranium. It's just so light on me. Hard to spring for a bottle. Ooh, $200 plus. FCM's genuinely outraged. Well, it is outrageous. Lancome Sagamore, yes. That's right, Lancome. I thought it was Ralph Lauren. Sorry. But yes, apparently Lancome turned down Cool Water to bring out Sagamore. I think you'd like Ballad Sauvage. Aha! Handsome Smells. What's up, Wasim? It is a pleasure to see you. Wasim got an outrageous haul the other day. It was fantastic. He's hitting the vintage fragrances. Considering his taste in perfume is already 72 inside, that's right. My taste in perfume, I am literally in my 60s. Lancome Sagamore, that's me. I don't want my girlfriend to find it. Actually, I just started back boozing this spring, like riding a bike with a flat. Yes, I feel riding a bike with a flat tire. I do feel that. Wasim's wearing Femme Rocha. Have you smelled the vintage, Wasim? I've got some vintage Femme Rochas. Like, I could send you some more samples if you like. What else have I got? I could just send you some more samples. I've got a late 80s Femme Rochas, and then I've got a 70s Femme Rochas, and it's stunning. Big, deep, thick, fat plum, juicy, syrupy. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Oh. I turned 50 in July. So far, I've been physically lucky. Well, I can tell you now, I have not been physically lucky. Yeah. It's a chilly spring day here, so I decided to wear Rien by Eldo. Wow. That proved to be a mistake because it's killing me now that I'm back inside the house. Right, can you send me vintage samples? No, I can't. Sorry about that. Handsome Smells is the OG. Been around for years, as we've seen. A proper British, OG British reviewer. Brian, I could try sending you vintage samples because it was the bottles that got destroyed by Royal Mail. Not the samples. I managed to get some samples through to them, but I don't know if they're going to be watching us. I actually got a letter off them yesterday, confirming that they had intercepted the parcel and this is why they can't send it and they've been disposed of. And I was like, oh, right. So it's in writing now. Is it? I've got the letter somewhere. I sent a picture of it to Ramsey. What's your favorite Chanel, and particularly any exclusives like Le Leon or Sycamore? My favorite Chanel fragrance in general isn't a Les exclusive. It's actually Pour Monsieur EDP It is beautiful. It is beautiful. Ha. Galen Page was asking after you before. Ah, Steve de Greek. Welcome, Steve de Greek. I haven't seen you before. It was nice to see you. Rianne will properly choke you out. Yes, Rianne will put its hands around your neck and just like choke you and try and make you die. What's your favorite Chanel? Yes, my favorite Les exclusive is Cuir de Russie. My favorite Chanel in general is Paul Monsieur EDP. It was quite sunny in London today. I wore Vera Wang for men. What's that like? I've heard of it. I've just never smelled it. Interesting, says Bri. Bri, have you got my email? Greetings to all the ducks and drakes in the chat. Rich, Galen. Hello, guys. Scent of the day, Roma Womo. That's the one with the It's not a temple, but like the bottles, like in the shape of like a building, and it's got the pillars at the front. And I think it's green juice, isn't it? I think. There's Remington Burrito. Afternoon, Mitch. No bubbles. Yes, I took what you said into consideration. Bubbles may come in the future, not this stream, but I was just saying earlier on, I was like, I'm not fussed whether there's bubbles or not. I just thought it was quite whimsical to have some bubbles lurking about. But I've played with the screen, and we've ended up with this sort of like abyss kind of color, you know? So apologies for that. I know, Remington. I love hearing your voice. No need for distraction. That's right. I mean, like I said before, I'm easy either way. Bubbles or no bubbles, I'm not fussed, if I'm honest. My sort of, I'll say it again in case anybody wasn't here earlier. My sort of idea with these lives is that there can be like a radio like show or a podcast but it's like live. I record it like live. So Galen will tell you I've been hassling Galen and Thomas and Eugene for like to do a podcast going on the best part of a year now. I think it's a great idea, but I do realize it's YouTube and they are videos, but there's room for like podcast and radio, I think. And it means I can just like lie here and talk and look at the comments and respond to them, and we can just discuss. And you can do things with your hands. Like somebody said earlier, they were listening while they were at work. Like if you work from home or if you work in like a cubicle or an office and you can put your headphones in, it's because that's basically what I do. I think there's like I don't want to say it's what everyone wants, but you know what I mean. Does Geo F Trump? No, sorry. Do you enjoy any of the YouTubers that review new fragrances like SoCal Scents or similar channels? I'm still subscribed to Ashton and Sebastian. I'm not against. I'm not against like new fragrances per se. It's just I am much more like my taste is like vintage stuff, so that's what I talk about. And then like I think a lot of modern designer fragrances are very similar, very poor, frankly. Badly made. Not good ingredients. Dura Rose isn't here to contradict us or like not contradict us. Dura Rose isn't here to give like the other side of the argument, because he would say that like he likes like modern fragrances and like what they do, and it's just that like the style of fragrances, what houses want, the perfumers are making what houses want. It's just unfortunate. And I don't necessarily blame perfumers. It's much more about what the houses are asking for. But my taste is more vintage sort of stuff. But I do watch a lot of like videos on YouTube and stuff like that, fragrance wise. But it's usually stuff like Ashton, Sebastian. I mean, I could probably go through me videos now and have a look. Galen reviews a lot of like I don't want to say weird because weird gives the wrong impression. But like alternative sort of stuff, you know, like not many people like I'd never heard of Hades de Venustus before Galen made a video of it. January Scent Project, him and Pep from the Sentinel. I watch him. I'm looking. Jacob reviews a lot of like modern fragrances. But he also likes his vintages too. Beauty Meow. I watch Beauty Meow. She does a lot of stuff. Sam Broom. I like Sam Broom. I used to watch Paige, but Paige stopped making videos. Paige. That's Sebastian again. Ramsey, but Ramsey's more sort of my style. Do you know, I'm going to say something here, and people are going to be outraged. I actually quite like watching Aaron Terence Hughes' reviews. You don't necessarily have to like agree with what he says, but I quite like his reviews. So I watch Aaron Terence Hughes. Sense of South Jersey, but again, his taste is more aligned with mine as far as vintages is concerned. Who else? Remington Brito has been discussing vintage fish. Olfactive Stories, Kareen. She's really nice. Ramtin Vedati. I don't know if you just know who he is. I think he gets a lot of I'm guessing here because he never tells you that he's got stuff for free, but I'm pretty certain he's not buying every single Stefan Humbert Lucas fragrance. Like his latest video was like 6 of them all at once. Pretty sure he's not buying all of them at once, but I don't know that. He might be. He just never mentions. I watched Joy and Mean. Joy and Mean talks about everything. Huelame Mucho. Huelame Mucho's really good wine sound. I'm going to have to stop going through them now because I'm just going back. Centrifugal Force. Legend. OG. Huge fan of Mancera and Montalvo. I mean, obviously everybody's got their own taste, but wow. Not for me. Olfactive Files. Watch Tara. Jacob. The Scented. Yana. I like Yana. It's lovely. There's a lad called Bottled Thoughts. I don't know if you've ever heard of Bottled Thoughts, but he does like some spoken word, like poetry and stuff like that at the beginning of his videos. He's really good. He's a really nice bloke as well. I'm glad Drakdoc's come back. Forgive us, I'm not reading the chat at the minute. I will come back to it. I'm just trying to give some of the channels that I watch. Obviously, George from the Fragrance Apprentice. I'm friends with George. Peter, when Peter can be asked. Which isn't very often these days. Rob SOS fragrance review, Spray or Splash, but it's like his videos are like Rob's SOS fragrance reviews. He's really good. Ashton again. Centrifugal Force. I've already said that. Sensualized Buddy from Sensualize. Smurfy. I watch Smurfy. I'm friends with Smurfy away from the Bob. Which Bob Ono. Scent Remix. I really like Scent Remix. Like, he seems really nice and like thoughtful. He did a video the other day, but he did it in portrait. That's what I used to do. He did it in portrait. And it's like a 30-minute long fragrance. I He talks about Fragcom on social media. It's a good video, that. Forgive us, there are a couple of channels I've missed out there. On Average Joe. I watch Joe. I watch... Yeah. Right. I will come back to the chat now. Apologies. I'm going to have to go back to... No comment on Aaron Terrence Hughes. I get it. Trust as I get it. Let's have a look. Does GOF drop a sandalwood get a little sour on your skin after a while? Not that I'm aware of. Had some smells. Ferman Rochas wore that last night. Have you tried Taboo? Oh no, they got a price tag on the duck. Nobody can't put a price on the duck. I'm priceless. Oh, I thought it was on taste, says Carl. Vera Wang was a signature scent of mine from about a decade ago. Afternoon Mitch, no bubbles. Afternoon Remington. I still have my bottle, but the top is turned. Still really good. Wow, is that really your favourite Chanel? Wasn't expecting that. It is actually my favourite Chanel. I absolutely love it. White shirt, white polo shirt, or just shirt, and put that on. Summertime, height of summer, beautiful. Lavender just makes you smell like money. Makes you smell like you're in charge. I don't want to say, like that clickbait thing, like smell like a boss. But it's like you smell like you're in charge of like wherever you are. I love the murky tone. It's vintage. Yeah, it's got a little bit of red in it, hasn't it? A bit of white, a little bit of red. Well, white isn't really a color. White is all the colors. It's like black is an absence of color. I'm not talking about skin here. I'm talking about like, color palette. The only time he hassles me is when he mentions it on his live streams. Hush. Where is it? I've lost that fragrance. Well, apart from, Catherine, I was thinking about you today. One of my friends wants to buy a few bottles of Imperial. Your very own Imperial. Absolutely loves it. It might be a case of me buying them and you sending them to someone in somewhere else in Canada, if that's okay. Because I'm getting a haul off them, but I do have a friend who wants 3 bottles of that. Absolutely raves about it, like hammered through that bottle. Wow, is that really off Chanel? Yes. The only time he asks me, it's actually orange rich green. It's the flanker of Mrs. Monado. I absolutely want Rihanna Intense. I should have ordered that last night too. What's your favorite zoologist fragrance so far? Mine are T-Rex and Camel. I think you might like them. So I've only tried the first pack so far. I actually really like Cow. And I sprayed it on a lady today, and she really liked it as well. But then I sprayed it on another lady, and she really didn't like it. So opinion is split. I think it's quite nice. My favorite, yikes, would be either Moth or Hyrax. But Hyrax is a tough wear. Hyrax is a very tough wear. Politely said, such a gentleman. That's about my gentleman quote I used up for the next 6 months. Go back to being a rascal. Oh yes, I need to get Rihanna Intense too. It's really nice. I miss Katie Puckrick. Yes, I miss Katie Puckrick as well. Katie Puckrick's like the original. Like she's like the original, like the seed of like the community, and then you had like Robes and Hero, and like they were like the next generation, like the first generation. But Katie was like the originator, I believe. Thanks to Galen, I ordered a sample of La Curie. Excited to try them. I think I will enjoy them and pick up a few. Thanks to Galen, I ordered a sample set from January Scent Project. So there you go. They will be coming up on the channel at some point when they get here. You watch Aaron's video Never in All My Life? No. Oh, you watch Aaron's videos Never in All My Life? Yes. Have you seen that video on my channel, Carl? I love that video. The crisps advert. Coumarin cinnamaldehyde linalool. Also ordered a sample set of essential parfums. Really looking forward to trying the Bois Imperial and the Musk. Aaron Terrence Hughes is more than a decent channel for what he's doing. Yeah, do you know, I'm not particularly interested in trying his fragrances. I've tried a couple of them and I wasn't huge on them, but as a reviewer, I think he's quite good. Yeah, ATH is all right and all that. Yeah, he's an all right reviewer. Yeah, I like him. I like watching his like reviews. You know, I thought when he said that he'd been diagnosed with Asperger's, I think if you give him that sort of space and you give him like a little bit of room and just say, right, well, you've got Asperger's, so you know it's just give him a break. You know, I thought if he's got the balls to say it, he should have like the fucking should have like the presence of mind to like give him a bit of a break. Is what I thought personally. I'll watch ATH every now and then, but mostly everything he says, I'm like, huh? Sometimes what he says is polar opposite to what I smell. That happens to me generally, not just with Aaron Terrence Hughes, but in general. Like sometimes I'll smell something on someone, I'll be like, oh, is that? And they'll be like, no, what are you talking about? Shut up and go away and stop smelling me. Yeah. I've an outrageous story about ISOE Super to tell you once I've caught up on this chat. Gerald reviews. Gallade reviews True Niche Offerings. Nice. Yeah, same. I watch Aaron's reviews too, but he doesn't like anything. It's almost like he only likes what he likes. He only likes what he makes, which is probably shit, lol. No comment on ATH. Mucho always has that 80s porno music playing in the background. I still love the name Host Beef. I don't know why it tickles us every time I read that. I absolutely love it. Fragrance Journey, yes. How could I forget? Absolutely. SOS is cool. Not enough love for him, in my opinion. Yeah, he is. He's good. Talking Sense is Mr. Nack. Yes, Ben. Absolutely love Ben. Ben's brilliant. Eugene. Lick the cream. Yes. How was Eugene? I like ATH. Never smelled his fragrance, but you got a good grasp of aroma chemicals. Sometimes when he goes off just like throwing out aroma chemicals and stuff, I'm just like, what? Dimitri fragrance review, yes, but he hasn't uploaded anything for a while. That's quite right as well. Quite a few of my earlier buys were influenced by SOS. Yeah, he's good. Scentland as well, obviously. Bloody hell. Robes hasn't uploaded for years, months. Sorry. Huge influence on his Robes and Scentland, and I forgot both of them. Eugene, of course. Eugene hasn't uploaded for a while. Maybe me and Eugene will stream over the weekend. It's Good Friday tomorrow, though. For your luxury perfume heads, check out He Smells Like Rome. Yes, Rome's good. He was the only person for ages on YouTube who had reviewed Cologne Royale by Dior. Very Christy, very true. Love Ben from Talk Sense too. Mrs. Reviews. Do you subscribe to his Dark Histories channel? It's fantastic. Hello, Eugene, to the bubble-free zone. Well, enjoy once it's in, Gil, and I'm glad he loves it. Le Parfumier. Imperial is one of my favorites too. Yes, I'll be in touch, Catherine. I was going to get in touch with you today because we were looking at it. Fantastic. Like we were looking at it, like they mentioned it today, get a couple of bottles. And I was like, well, I'll get them. And then she can just pay us back when she gets it. It's a she. Smell like Oanka. Which perfume you think does that? All of mine. Rudy, Creed Imperial. Forgot which cruise that is. I heard the OG bat was incredible. Have you sniffed it? I have not. Remington. Hey, Rudy. I just noticed the thumbnail. Almost forgot to lick the stream. Hello, the perfume. Yeah. Who'd have thunk a perfume made of fossilized excrement would be difficult to wear? Honestly, it smells of like, it just smells like piss and shit. Wow. Hyrax reminds me of a labo oud. Smells like a damp cloth used to wipe down the bar. Yes, but it's been used for years and never been washed. Yes, never in all my life. Yeah, it was a great advert, that. Very appealing, really. I was diagnosed with gonorrhea. Where's my break? I actually really like Aaron's fragrance. Daddy, a really smooth one. My 10 mil runs out. I'll see if I get it. Things have been sent ATH as well, but that's all I'll say. Ooh, he does seem rather fond of Parfums de Marley. I like Ben's video, but he likes Vanilla Diorama, so I don't know any more about it. That'll do it. I see Rochas Femme everywhere lately. Really good or not really good? Robes never left. He's creating videos still, but he blocked all of his. That's right, he did. Why didn't he? Yeah, right. That is true. He did block all of his subs. What's he do that for? Clearly something going on I don't know about that I'm not interested in either, to be perfectly honest. I'm sick of drama. We've got these drama betas on fucking YouTube. It's like, oh, just like drama, isn't it interesting? It's like, no, it's fucking not interesting. It's boring as all piss. Doesn't drama's just not for me in the slightest, I've got to be honest. Just say what you've got to say, and then it's done. And whilst I've said that, I must go to the bathroom. 2 moments, please. Somebody keep the door locked. Rudy, make sure no one leaves. Oh. Sorry about that. I just had to sort something out at the top of the stairs. There's loads of people in here now. Yeah. There's probably more people in here than when I left. That's what always happens. Robe's conspiracy theory. Spoken like a true adult. Loves Ben's dark histories. Yes, it's fantastic. Excuse me. I'm just kidding, of course. I know. Rudy closed the door. Robe's probably upset about the direction of Fragcom where he's not getting views. You know, it's an interesting point that, you know, like, there was a period of time, like, when I was just, like, commenting all the time and stuff, like, all the time, where a lot of the established reviewers were upset with what was happening with Jeremy, Demi, other reviewers who were not doing things the way they used to be. Now, I prefer the way reviews used to be. Robes used to put out a 45-minute review. Like his review on Jubilation 25, still one of my favorite reviews. His reviews on some of the Serge Lutons, fantastic. Then he started shortening them down to like 20 minutes. And like, I didn't get upset, but you know what I mean? I was like, oh, like preferred like the long form videos, you know? And it was strange because you could see people like him and Fragrance Bros and like other older, more established channels, and they were like, this isn't what we started out doing. And they saw people like Jeremy like basically just like hijacking the stuff that they'd like put together and built and stuff from the ground up, and taking it and just like social mediaizing it, you know. And I think there's been a bit of a like the tide started going in the other direction again, back towards like what it used to be like. There's also not just Fragcom on YouTube anymore. It's on Instagram. Facebook pages have always been massive. Not that I've ever been on one before, because I don't have Facebook. I never have and I never will. I don't think there's much of a Fragcom on Twitter. I imagine it would be a nightmare on Twitter because it's got a character limit. I think there's been a bit of a I don't want to say a pushback, but I think like I say, the tide's sort of gone back in the other direction and more like considered, more grounded, more like not consumer based, not like TikTok based. I know there's a big Fragcom on TikTok as well, apparently. Which is like a video version of Twitter, isn't it? You know what I mean? You've only got a certain amount of time. There's only so much you can say. But I think the tide's sort of swung back the other way a little bit, and now there's like or maybe it's just like a group of people who want that, have just like coalesced and found each other, you know, to provide content to each other. Have you ever smelled 1725 cast order of HDP? I don't think so. I've only smelled a couple of them and I can't remember which one's which, and I got a sample off AC from Smells Good. He's another good channel. I remember Josh from Smells Like, he was really good. Christo, of course. Carl Anderson, I know you don't like grapefruit fragrances that much, but this is a fragrance with a strong grapefruit note. You like Pamplalune. Pamplalune. Remington Brito. This interlude is peaceful. Not that my channel should be considered a barometer, but YouTube growth and watch counts are slowing down. I agree. All you've got to do is look at the bigger channels to realize that it is slowing down for everybody. I don't want to say the bubble's burst, but it's stopped growing, at least. I remember the last couple of years, we're paying the price now, inflation. People have got better things to spend their fucking money on than perfumes, you know what I mean? Like, people, like, it's got to the point where it's turned from being aspirational to being galling. To the point where, like, you see people getting free bottles, you see people like, and these bottles are worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars and pounds. And it's like, you're getting these for free and you're asking me to go out there and fucking pay for them. You know what I mean? Why should I pay for them when you get them for free? You didn't pay for them. But at the same time, it's like, I haven't got that kind of expendable income anymore. I'm having to pay for fucking fuel and heat and light and food. Food's a nightmare at the minute. So yes, I think luxury stuff is slowing down. Bob is here. I was talking about you, Bob. What do you guys think of Versace Man, the purple bottle? I don't think I've smelled it. I have smelled it. I don't think I've got an opinion on that. Interesting realist. Yo, Rudy Rudiger. I think Fragcom will start dying down. Yeah, totally, yeah. Price increases and the amount of releases, people don't have the funds to keep up. I agree. Yeah, I totally agree. It's like that thing of choice, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like supply's outstripping demand at the minute. Perfume houses are like consuming themselves. Rudy said something very similar to what I've said there, but and probably in a better way, to be honest. Afternoon all, Micah. How are you? The pop the cherry was meh. I preferred sampling samples. Unfortunately, you have to keep up with the times or die off. That's what happens with everything. You can't get left behind. No, I agree. And yes, I agree. You're right. I also pine for the old Fragcom, but then again, I think I pine for the old everything. Pop the cherry sounded a bit chummo-ish. I don't know what that means. Sorry, just saying. TikTok Fragcom is mainly middle school and high school kid audience. Versace, Eros, EDG. Yeah. Happens with everything. Fashion, cars, electronics. No, he's right. You're right. The point you make is absolutely spot on, like. That's why I gravitate towards you, Ben, Eugene, Ramsey, and Dimitri. You're all lovers of fragrances, not just lovers of building a collection of bottles, especially when one may spend $2,000 a year easily. Whew, mate, $2,000 a year. I'm not going to divulge that. I mean, that biggest vintage fragrance haul ever cost me more than a fuck's sake, more than $2,000 a year. Cost me a lot of money, that, but worth it. The live stream industry was valued at 50 billion. The live stream industry? You mean the perfume industry or the live stream industry? Speculation has the market value at 320 billion. Wow! Are you talking dollars? I assume you are talking dollars there, not pounds. I don't know what 320 billion in pounds is converted from dollars. It's something like what, like 20 million pounds or something? No, obviously I'm being facetious. Hello to Sticks as well. Sorry, I didn't say hello. You mean like the live streaming? It's like literally like live streams, like what I'm doing now, or did you mean perfume? What Rudy said. Imagine trying to get just a few exclusive lines of full collections these days from scratch. Oh, absolutely painful, mate. You're absolutely spot on. Like, I don't mind a 30-minute video, but when they get to an hour or more, I can't watch them in one try. No, I do agree. As I sit here with an hour and a half, like knocking on for an hour and a half live stream. But no, I know what you mean. It's like sitting down to watch like a TV show, isn't it? You know what I mean? You've got to set aside time for it. But I've got to be honest, apart from sports and stuff like that, I don't really watch TV anymore. Welcome, Sticks. Margie Louise, welcome. Hello, I'm getting turned off by the high prices of everything possible. Yeah. 2K a haul for Rich. It's fucking hell. I'm not going to tell you how much that haul cost us, but it was a fucking fuck sight more than that. Pardon my French. Mitch even preferred vintage Fragcom. Honestly, it's shocking. I used to get vintage cars. I would like everything. I don't know. I think it's just a thing of your personality, like, you know. Host beef. Hello, all. Frag on the Tyne. Frag on the Tyne is essentially family. He's from exactly the same place as I'm from, ish. In the words of Bruce Forsyth, nice to see you, How glad are you that no dodgy stories have come out about Bruce Forsyth? Gives you faith in humanity. Like, after, like, you know, like, after all the, like, I'm talking to Frag on the Tyne, like, after all the stories that came out about all these, like, old entertainers after they died, nothing's come out about Bruce Forsyth or Des O'Connor, to be fair. So that's been a great relief. But all those bottles will have to go somewhere. Either they will get destroyed or end up on discounters, and that's when I'll snag them up. Yeah, yes. Yeah, I think they will get destroyed. I think a lot of them will. I mean, places like Chanel will destroy them, obviously, because that's just what they're like. Yeah. I want to smell. I want to smell so much I will go broke at $200 a bottle. Yes. Remington, I caught up on your 3-hour live stream yesterday. Good stuff, man. I have a lot of vintage, but do dabble in the modern versions in those older releases. A lot like that big, a lot lack that big punch of oak moss, but I enjoy them regardless. Yes. Wasim from Handsome Smells was here earlier, and he, in his last video, got about 6 fragrances that were all like vintage fragrances, but they were like the modern versions of the vintage fragrances. And if I hadn't already started, like if I was just starting now and I was interested in vintage fragrances, the prices that they're going for now, I would probably circle around. I would probably do what he did and buy the modern versions of vintage fragrances. But I've started and I'm deep in it, and I don't want to say I've got like connections and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But I've got like places I know where I can go and buy stuff, like Le Parfum, yeah. People have never spent more on fragrance than now, even when the pandemic sales are increasing, says Eugene. Perfumes, rifles, and La Crusette is where my hobby dollars are going now. What's La Crusette? The hell with Joe Flation. Damn it, I gotta pull the dandelion weeds out from the backyard before the seeds blow away and end up everywhere. Oh, Rudy. Rudy's back garden's lovely as well. Or is it? I think it's the back. With the big tall trees. I remember it well. The market is so saturated. You know, Micah's right as well. Yeah, and 45% of that's for shipping, where the cost has also gone crazy. Yeah, shipping's a nightmare at the minute. It's absolutely painful. It's so grim. It's like doubled. Like Eugene, I think Eugene was saying on a stream the other day about how he's like he was like ordering boxes, and he was like, the people send this to them are like, oh, it was like what was $1,000 is now $10,000. The parfumier says, as a retailer, it's also hard for us to get stock like we used to. Everything's back ordered, and when they are in stock, the prices are so inflated. It's terrible. Everything's a pain at the minute. Still waiting for Big Tony to find a bottle of Green Valley for me. I don't know if I don't know. I know Ramsey got a decant. Or was it Selection Vert? He got one of the two. It was either Selection Vert or Green Valley, and he was over the moon. And so he should be. It's not an easy fragrance to find, that. I never forget Thomas's video that he did, his little rant on Creed. I mean, it's his little rant. It was a great rant. If you can find that video, I would watch it. Highly recommend it. Whoops. I think pandemic sales were up because America paid people an average of $18,000 to sit at home and do nothing. Live streaming as opposed to pre-made videos, yes. This relates to perfume industry of trending. If it's trending this way, fact, the reviewers will have to evolve. Whew. I was talking to a friend the other day about monetizing this channel, and I was like, I don't want to. And she was like, well, I mean, it might help you grow. And I was like, well, I don't know that it will help us grow. And then there were people in the chat. There was somebody, I can't remember who it was. There was somebody in the chat like a couple of weeks ago saying, oh, like, when are you gonna like have the button to like so they can send like super chats and stuff like that? And I was like, ooh. I was like, I don't know. I've never really thought about it. Like, I'm not sure I want to. I think if I was going to do that, I wouldn't have super chats on my channel. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that I want to. You know, I quite like it being like a pure hobby. Now inflation is taking all that money back slowly. Inflation reaching into your pocket. Inflation is outrageous. 8% in this country. It's grim. When is the Remington live stream? The Remington live stream. Welcome, Rachel. The Remington live stream is on Tuesdays. He told us earlier. It's on Tuesdays at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. Eugene, did you get the girl on in the end? Discounters are probably built into the price and even at the margins of 50% or stellar. Yeah. It's massive. Galen did that video. I actually sent that video to someone the other day, Galen, the one with the Tom Ford, where you worked out how much it was a bottle. Frag on the time says, if any Cilla Black stories come up, my head might explode. There's a lot of people who weren't happy. There were a lot of people who were pretty happy when she did die, actually, weren't there? Nothing compared to when Mrs. Thatcher died. I thought that was a little bit outrageous. I mean, I'm not a Tory or anything, but fucking hell, people were like dancing in the street. There were parties in that, man. Crazy. Good day, Gales. Good day, Rich. Good day, Duncan. How are you? Just talking about Duncan before. I'm just starting out buying fragrances, and it's just me. The kids are grown, and I've shied away from designer besides Valentino and Chanel. You sound like you've done all right. Yes, Shiva, me too. That's true. Everything is 8.2% harder. I mean, 1 in 10 still. Inflation is at 17%. Really gets it. The Fed printed 30% of all US dollars in existence in 2 years. There's going to be some supply side economics coming in soon. I've been careful with designers, often not worth it, but great niche around. Yes. I wish I was more careful with designers when I first started, but it seems to be quite a normal trend that where people tend to just like fish around like the stuff they find in department stores, and then after a while they move on to like the designer exclusives, and then they move on to niche, and then they move on to like indie and stuff like that. You know, it seems to be like a well-worn path. Eugene told me that he is shipping Eugene told me that shipping is so expensive right now that he plans to sell his perfumes only at his local weekly farmers market. Local pickup only, Galen. Yeah, you like that, don't you, Galen? Local pickup only, bitch. I need to grow a garden full of flowers to smell. It's yes. Rich, I would do it because YouTube will add it themselves. You might as well take those pennies. YouTube doesn't need it. It's not a bad shout. What Brito said. No problem. I enjoyed Remington's stream the other night. He did too. If you would like to... He's got a very distinctive name, Remington Brito. So if you put that into YouTube, I hope I'm pronouncing your last name properly. But if you put Remington Brito into the search bar, I'm pretty sure he's the only man who'll come up. I enjoyed his stream. He had Aram on for like 3 hours the other night. It was really good. It starts a little bit late for me, but I will catch up on them, I promise. You could be onto something there, Margie Lewis. Hello there. Would you like to sample some fine French perfume? Hello. Is it me you're looking for? Sorry. Deepest apologies. The news says it's 8%, but it's higher. Some fees that I used to pay have doubled. I can tell you the price of shipping's doubled. But, I mean, that's with, like, Russia being a bunch of bastards. Well, I mean, Russia being a bunch of bastards. Vladimir Putin being a bastard. You know what I mean? You see the Ukrainians sunk that ship today. I don't want to... blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that was in the news today. I thought that was quite fun. Why does everyone assume it or insist our hobbies must be turned into a business? No, I agree with that. I like posting silly Instagram videos for me, but to say thank you to the perfumers I admire. Late stage capitalism, Jesus fucking Christ. I agree with a bit of that, actually. I think that I like my hobby to stay as a hobby. You know, I also agree with what Rudy said in that YouTube's going to monetize my channel for themselves anyway. It's just one of those things, isn't it? You know, Mitch, listen to Rudy. I shall listen to everyone. I have not yet drawn by sense, says Eugene. Drew Margie. I like Rachel. Rumor has it, one has to take an appointment, go to Eugene's home and look into the Walden Away mirror to get a day to get his perfumes. That's right. Any good movies or documentaries on fragrance? Pass. Galen's done a couple of little interviews and documentaries. Do you know what it is, right? Your best source for fragrance content is probably YouTube, Instagram. Not that I've got Instagram, I've got YouTube. So probably your best source is YouTube, but it's who you listen to. Don't listen to the massive channels, the exception of Sebastian, Ashton, and even then, Sebastian had Symphonium by Xerjoff at his like #1 chocolate fragrances, and I was like, what? Symphonium's a bad fragrance. It's a bad fragrance. Ramsey was right. Symphonium is shite. Any good movies? That was me. You're 105 subs away. Woohoo! What from? Oh, 1,000. Yes. Yes. I remember there was a time when I thought that you couldn't live stream until you got 1,000 subs. Turns out you can. Hi, Taffy. Hello. How are you doing, Taffy? VM discontinued gem. Which one's that? VM. Close to 1,000 subscribers. Congrats. Thanks. Audrey Jane is here. Audrey Jane. Who's live stream? What are you talking about? What should I wear today, Rich? Underpants. Casual Friday. Wear Casual Friday. It's one of your favorite fragrances. Or Ina Silver. Everybody's talking about Ina Silver at the minute, but Duncan was rocking that before it was cool. It's true. Scent of the day for me, it is Sartorial by Penhaligon's, and I have enjoyed it greatly. Howdy, Dunk. Dunk cow. Eugene always smells good. Well, Mitch, you will be more deserving of super chats than most of these content creators because you are responding to our chats now in a very conversive style. I will happily send you coin. You are too kind, Shiva. I don't know what to say to that. I don't know what I would use it for. What would I do with it? I'm going to meet Audrey Jane. It's a week today. This time next week, I will have met Audrey Jane. Unbelievable. And Jura Rose. And they will have met me and Richie G. And Aisha Ahmed. I beg your pardon. Aisha Ahmed. Can't wait to check out your live, Remington. It was good. Live stream. I thought this was a podcast. Kind of is. Kind of is a bit of both. A little bit of both. You can just sit back and relax and do your knitting, or you can play on your tablet, or you can, like, I don't know, you could be on your exercise bike. Anything. You can do something with your hands. I really want a Doritos pineapple soda. So scent of the day, Paul and 1 mile high. Is that a fizzy pineapple? Frag on the Tyne, my scent of the night. My scent of the day, the night on one arm and tobacco wood on the other. I smell like shit in a church. Say Eugenius 3 times in the mirror with the light off and find out. Woo! Spooky. Imagine a spooky Eugene. Scary. Do you like Zerzhov? Pass. P-less. Search BBC Perfume on YouTube. There's a 3-part documentary from 2010. It's a fun watch. Yes! I am so far behind. It's shocking. I'm turning to Eugene. Send me an address. Send a good pair of burrs. When you get address, send a good pair of burrs. What's that? When you get 1K, Mr. Duck. I don't know what that means. That's what they do. They make a top 10 and sprinkle free bottles in the list. Yep. He's spot on. Why should we have to pay for them free bottles when they don't? You know? It's the fact that we buy them that they get them for free. It's not fair. It's not right. I don't care how many subscribers you've got. Sebastian also put MFK before Marlon Veneer Diorama, and the best was 22. Everybody's got their own taste, but bloody hell. Dunk was the first 100%. Duncan was the first for Ina Silva you're talking about. Absolutely. It really is. Duncan comes out with some fucking bizarre stuff that I've never heard of before. And then, like, 6 months later, everybody's like, oh, have you heard of this fragrance? And I'm like, yeah, it's 6 months ago. Duncan was telling us about it. Why? And I was like, oh, like, the price has gone up like 150% and no one can get any bottles. And I'm like, what? He's got a crystal ball. Rich, can you put the names of every perfume you've talked about in this live stream in the description section? Yes, I can. I'm not going to, but yes, I can. Thanks for asking. Nice pullover. Thanks. Inflation is about 18% in the States. Quality of service is down about 85%. There's a straight 15%, 3% kicking about there, Shiva. I chose a Canadian company. Trees, please. From Living Libations. Oh, Regis. Never heard of that. See? Another fragrance we've never heard of. Scent of the Day, Eau de Magnolia by Frederick Mall. Soft, but very present for tons of hours. So I'm not a fan of that. Whenever I hear the word magnolia, I think of paint. Ina Silva is a holy grail. It didn't used to be until Duncan found it. And then all of a sudden it was. Tax accountant done. Pharmacy pickup done. Now duck shoot. Settle. Stop that, Bob. Smells like sap. Duck crypto coin NFT. I still don't know what NFT. Something's going to happen with that NFT, you know. Like people are going to get wiped out with it. It's going to be like 1929 again. You know, it's going to be a crash. Duncan was on my live stream wearing a Misfits t-shirt, gushing over Elizabeth Taylor Passions. I've got a vintage Elizabeth Taylor Passions, and it's really nice. It really surprised us. Really surprised us. It's not the world's greatest fragrance, but it does smell nice. I think of it as hanging out with friends. Yeah, I do as well. Pradeep, you nailed it. Duckcoin needs to happen. Duckcoin to the moon. See, Elon Musk's in the news as well. Not sure if I trust him. I mean, didn't get us wrong. I wouldn't have mind buying some stock 10 years ago, but you know what I mean. If I could see 10 years into the future, there would be a lot of things I'd do differently. Right, Shiva, customer service sucks. I have to follow up on just about everything and check for accuracy. And that's America. America's famous for its customer service, you know, especially in Britain. British customer service is It's a lot better now than it used to be, but it was fucking evil back in the day. Like, I talk to some of like I've got a couple of people I know, even like my parents and stuff like that, when they were younger. You should remember them complaining bitterly. You turn up to businesses and stuff like that, and like the staff would be there as if you're doing them a favor, not no, they're doing you a favor, not the other way around. You know what I mean? American customer service was always 10 times what it was in Britain. Yes, I'm not hot on Sebastian's recommendations, but he has inside connections with Xerjoff and others. Yeah, fucking Xerjoff's a funny brand. Like, they've got their tentacles in some fucking places. And their fragrances aren't very good. Doug, NFTs, lol. Sorry for the drunkardness, Eugene, but not the gushing. Javois, cat sucks, says Audrey Jane. Audrey Jane sucks. I will spend another small fortune on Spirit of Dubai. Don't worry, my daughters will take it as usual. Yes. Yeah, Fragrance Matt's just released a video saying he's returning to YouTube. That's nice to hear. Fragrance Matt's another channel that I watch as well. Ina Silver had like 10 plus for sale on eBay, and then suddenly it was unlisted as sold a few hours after I checked. Someone bought them all. Outrageous. Ugh. Ugh. That's horrible. You're not a fan of anything. I mean, how can you dislike grapefruit at the top? Just smells like designer. It smells like department store designer fragrance. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. But yeah, it does. It smells like you won't know. Debenhams. Like not even like the top department stores, you know. It smells like the department stores that don't have like the whole choice. Oh, Rich, I found a rookie on eBay from Canada, and I think it's an 80s bottle of Chanel Ante, silver top cap and EDT on the back, 70% full, for $72. Buy. I knew she was intercepting the bottle for me. Happy days. Mitch, NFT, tokenized goods and digital identity. People are buying up, like loads of companies are buying up real estate in the metaverse, aren't they? So strange. Augmented reality, I think, is going to become a thing. You know, everyone walking around with like monocles and like augmented reality glasses and stuff like that. It's just another way to track your fucking movements and your data, isn't it? Rich, what's worth grabbing before it evolves into vintage with crazy prices? Oh, God knows. Beg your pardon. Oof. I don't know. I won't like get, because to me that's like trying to like play like the market. I don't want to spend your money for you. Like, I don't like spending other people's money for them. I can tell you what I like. But I don't get like everything like that right. So what I could say is to you is, if you find something you love, buy more than one, because you don't know when they're going to be reformulated. Rarely will you discover something has been reformulated before you have time to stock up on it. Like, it happens with stuff like Guerlain, who produce a lot of something, but say you get like a house like Eris, who make MX and MXXX, which are really good fragrances, but they're very, very soft on me. You don't know when they're going to get reformulated because of regulations, or because the fragrances aren't selling enough to keep them in production. And if you really love one of those fragrances, buy at least two. But only if you really love it. Also, if you're looking for a tip, so if you want to buy something that is really popular, right? Like, I did this with Gucci Guilty Absolute, right? I bought fucking 4 bottles of the 150ml of Gucci Guilty Absolute. I absolutely love that fragrance, right? So over the years, I will use that up, right? And if I don't, then in years and years to come, right, it will probably go up in price because it'll be discontinued. It's not the world's most popular fragrance, but it has a cult following. That's probably the best way to invest if you wanted to, but I don't particularly advise it. Like, nobody would have thought that Gucci Pour On 1 was going to become what it became. As far as, and M7 as well, you've got to remember these fragrances were failures. We love them now. If you could predict the future, like, we wouldn't be sitting here talking to each other. We'd all be like on an island in the sun, you know? If I could predict the future, I'd have bought Tesla out fucking 15 years ago or whatever it is when he first set it up. Yes, NFT and crypto, just another unregulated market. If you're not in on the rigging, watch out. Yes. Bitcoins make and break people. Sticks. Or the seller pulled the listing at relisted and increased offer price. Yes. Wesley Garlic. Welcome, Wesley. Scent of the day for me is Hafez by Alexandria Fragrances. Scent of the day for Alan is Black Caviar by Electimus. Somebody else was talking about them the other day, hoping these were funeral appropriate. I am very sorry for whoever died. God, that was a generic statement, wasn't it? I think that was worse than saying nothing. Sorry about that. Am I the only one seeing a blank grey screen? No. NFTs are Beanie Babies in digital form. It may have, but it hasn't been posted on eBay since. Sebastian, I question at times. The man likes almost everything. In my opinion, that's a bad sign. It's a good point. He does complain about some stuff. Rachel unregulated, you bet. For now, stay tuned. It'll come. I mean, it'll come. It'll come. I'm a millionaire in the metaverse. We're all millionaires in the metaverse. Grapefruit designers. Big. BDC, EDP, Fahrenheit, Aqua. Love my designers forever. I love my designers. Most of my fragrances are designers. They're just old designers. Oof. Research friends, start by understanding digital ledger technology, blockchain tech, or just continue to sleep. Remington, I'm super curious. I would like to have a vintage perfume island in the metaverse. If they ever invent smell-o-vision, it's over for us. Do you know what I mean? All our perfumes will be completely redundant. We're going to have virtual reality bubbles and pop them with our digital fingers. God, I would be into that. Got to run Zoom call. See you, Remington. I imagine Remington left about 5-10 minutes ago, but I'm just catching up with the chat. Girl by Comme des Garçons, bargain at the minute. Stash by SJP. I think Stash by SJP will be a bargain for a while. Like, it's a good wood fragrance. I like it. I've got a bottle. Samsara from 2021 is a disaster. What the hell is going on thinking? Increase the profit margin. Bye. See you, Rachel. Oh, no. Rachel's still here. Taffy, I've been thinking. I wore the EDT Sycamore sample you gave me. I feel like it doesn't smell like a Chanel. I actually prefer the EDP. Heavy grapefruit. I actually prefer the EDT. Sorry. I only own a few backups. Honestly, I've got a cupboard dedicated to backups. It's shocking. Mitch, that's a great point. Of course, really. Get some girl-ons now. People will start calling them vintage soon for the bottle change. That's a decent point. The girl-ons that are being discontinued now, and changed bottles, they're being reformulated. You know, Pain. The new ones are absolutely pants. Someone was talking about, I think it was Pradeep was talking about the Samsara. Yeah, the new one's shite. Like, the vintage one's got real Mysore sandalwood. So any sort of deviation from Mysore sandalwood is going to be like a downgrade. Chanel, Guerlain, and Dior are brands that go up in value. Many people knew it and huge following. That's why there isn't many vintages on the market for those brands. It's a decent point. They do sell out their stock. They also retrieve it. Chanel especially. Chanel doesn't allow their stuff to go to the black market. Or the grey market, I beg your pardon. Like always, cheers. I have stashed similar to Montana Graphite, and I'll check out that Comme des Garçons. Yes, it's in a crazy bottle, but it is good. Am I the only one? Grey screen? Nope. Everyone's got the grey screen. I thought I was clever. Thought I was gonna mission about with some crazy pictures, but nope. I've just fucked the screen. Thanks, Rich. We're driving home from a funeral at the moment. Eugene, you here? No, says Eugene. Some fragrances get discontinued after a few years. They don't give it time to get a following. Finna invest in boats and hoes before the apocalypse. Head up, your boy. My God, I've caught up with the chat. Eugene and Bosco. T Domi or T Demi? Girl, I need to end the Absolute DeLorean collection. Yeah, that's shit. Eugene, what were you wearing today? I think the only good one of them's the Ensemble Mythique, to be honest with you. I bought fucking Queer Intense thinking it was a massive leather. It's shite. Patchouli Ardent, not very good. Bois Mysterio, I'm not a fan of that. I beg your pardon. I'm not a fan. So, yeah, comments. The precious oud used by Vasa doesn't resonate. I don't think it's real oud, like. You guys still enjoy Ensemble Mythique? Yes. Santal Royale? No. Amber Eternel? No. I got a sample of Amber Eternel off Christoph. And, no. Dark Smoky Woods. That's what it smells like. Not generic. It just doesn't. It just smells like a fucking designer. Like a dark, woody designer fragrance. There's Galen. I knew that would bring him out. Almost no one uses real oud, right? Yeah, correct. Galen, I'm sure you meant to review Ensemble Mythique. Were you not? Are you sure you weren't talking about Ensemble Mythique when you made that video? I think Galen needs to rethink its marketing. It always gives that old school vibe. You don't think Amber Eternal is generic? I think it's a little bit generic, like. It's got like a creamy, dark wood kind of vibe. I just don't rate it very highly. I'm gonna go you like a fish. You said this the other day. I'm still waiting. Still waiting, Galen. Is the current Instant de Galant still good? I like the EDP, yes. I prefer it to the to Lidge, if I'm being perfectly honest. I'm getting Montal vibes from that collection. Yikes. Story time with Uncle Rich Rich. A live stream to these into the long weekend. Sweet. Welcome, Anouge. How are you? That's one of the few mainstream perfumes that actually use real ambergris. It's one of the best in the line. It is the best in the line, in my opinion. The Ensemble Mythique, I hope you're talking about. Amber Eternal, I don't get much real ambergris from it. At all. If I'm being perfectly honest. Welcome, Anoush. How are you? Oh. Whoops. I nearly threw something into my hydration there. Oh, dear. Amber Eternal is much more animalic than Mythique. I don't know. I'm going to have to spend some more time with Amber Eternal. The Enson's Mythique I'm much more familiar with. I think I've reviewed Enson's Mythique. I was thinking about reviewing Sartorial this week, and I need to do another review. I haven't reviewed anything for ages. Done loads of first impressions. Amber Eternal is much more animalic. It's not even close. Amber Eternal was marketed as real ambergris. Enson's wasn't, but I think it has it as well. Enson's Mythique's massive ambergris. Salty. It's such a salty fragrance. Scent of the day, Trussardi Uomo. Prefer it over Fendi Uomo. Ooh, not for me. The Trussardi Uomo, I assume you're talking about the vintage one. I prefer the Fendi Uomo. I think the Fendi Uomo's like Trussardi Uomo's black on me. It smells like a little bit like melted plastic. It's got a how do I explain? Excuse me. Trussardi Uomo's got that sort of. It is. It's like like smoke when you like melted some plastic, like plastic smoke. It's got that type of thing for me. On me, I should say. It's not as harsh as Sergio Saldano, the black one of that. In like the black plastic case. Maybe it's the case, maybe it's the bottle that's making us think that. I might try it again. I remember wearing Trussardi Uomo and not enjoying it though. But I'm a big fan of the Fendi Uomo. I think the Fendi Uomo, because I'm in like that style of like Italian sort of fragrance. Bring on those salty amber fragrances. That's right. Really, what did you spray for your Coney Island visit, gangster? Still need to try Tower Lair to Desert American. Everyone seems to love it. It is one of the best fragrance releases of the century. Sorry. It is one of the best fragrance releases of the last 22 years. Absolutely. That's why I think Amber Eternal was discontinued after 2 years. But what the fuck do I know? I was wearing Les Eaux d'Orville, Bobby. I'm looking forward to wearing the Paris Edinburgh when it heats up a bit. I got rarely get compliments, but Enson's Mythique garnered one recently. Right, so this is the story I was going to tell you about ISOE Super today. My friend Richie G, you've heard us talking about him before, was at work today, and one of the admin girls came up to him and was like, "Oh my god, it's you! That smells like that." And he was like, "Yeah," and she was like, "It's absolutely amazing. What is it?" And he was like, "Oh, it's I don't know if he told her, but what he was wearing was literally like a £15 bottle of diluted ISOE Super. That's all he had on. And like this lass was going absolutely mental for it. Crazy. Crazy. Tom Ford stole my virginity during my apprenticeship. Girl on seemed simple when I didn't know less is more. If you search Roger Rogers song on YouTube, you can find something interesting. I didn't know that I wanted to do that. Let's have a look. Roger. Tamil song. It's not Roger Dove, though, is it? Roger. It's a Tamil song, that, though. It's not like a. I forgot who said it, but I agree that ISOE Super smells like cedar and steamed mineral water. That's pretty good. It's pretty good description. I would say that it's got like an almost like an effervescent sort of fizzy quality. Is that true, Eugene? Did Tom Ford actually shelve Rose de Russie? Because that's outrageous. That's bonkers, that. Stupid, I think. I get it, like fucking Putin's waging aggressive war, but that's just daft. You know? It's just daft. I just don't get that at all. Stop at one Quetta Russi. That's what you should do. Have you smelled any tharmine, Rich? Not that I'm aware of, no. Thamine. I wonder if Chanel would do the same for Quetta Russi, but I hope not. Imagine how much that'll go for on the black market if they get rid of Quetta Russi. Fucking hell, be a down payment on a house. How pathetic. It is. It is pathetic, that actually. It is a bit pathetic. I mean, I say it's a bit pathetic. It's actually quite pathetic. Fucking hell, man. We need more fragrance reviews. I want to hear more of Paul Monsieur EDP now. I could review that. I'll probably come in the summer. Smooth, creamy, fresh lavender. Not fuzzy. Not warm. Cool. Cold. Like, just the way you want it in the summer. Brilliant fragrance. Absolutely brilliant. Talked to a Hermes rep today and a customer went off on her as Bellamy Vetiver has Russian leather in it. Jesus Christ. What the fuck do you want the Hermes rep to do? Seriously, what you hassling the Hermes rep for? What's she gonna do? Well, yeah, I'll just get in touch with the chairman of the company, will I? I'll just get in touch with like the fucking people who make these decisions now, just because you don't like it. I'll just get in touch straight away. We'll just knock it on the head. You know, you're right. I've thought it over because I have that kind of sway. Ugh. Crazy. I don't understand those people who make like a massive song and dance in the store. Just people are crackers, man. They better leave Quetta Russi alone. I hope they do. Mind you, I've got 200 mil, like. Oh no, sounds like Bellamy Vetiver is going to be reformulated now. Bye. Well, you can. I'm waiting my Roger oligarch to be valued at 4K. Yeah, and sell. The news is creating sick people. I agree. It's like all the news. You can't like, it's just not as if like you can just get like, there's like none of them that are like normal. But people think it has real Russian leather in it. Yes. It has been like tinctured from like deepest Russia. Yes, we got like an Archduke's boot. Like Hermes is like Bellamy Vetiver's got like Archduke boot in it. It's like a bass note. Remington is right about Musk Monsieur. We should buy them all now before they're gone. Not H24 Elixir. Oh no. Somebody said that before there. H24 Parfum is on its way. It was Eugene. Yikes. And the first one wasn't very good. I mean, bloody hell. Why would you double down? Do you think it's sold well? Did you ask her that, Eugene? Has H24 sold very well? Mongolian leather. I'm trying to think what Mongolian leather would smell like. Probably like horse, wouldn't it? What's up with Nigel doing mineral notes, metallic notes? It's the new fashion. Hello, Pat Lester. I don't know. Have I ever seen you before, Pat Lester? Have you ever been here? But welcome anyway. right? As if Putin is profiting from it, as if that bothers him. You know what that does, right? Do you know what that does? It drives the Russian people further into the arms of Vladimir Putin. That, you know, that's when people say like, like, oh, like Russia has invaded Ukraine. It's not Russia. It's not Russia. It's fucking Vladimir Putin who's invaded Ukraine. The nutter. It's the Russian government. Arch bullshitter him. Massive gaslighter. Probably the world's biggest liar. Yes, Rudy, yes. Somebody sent me a fucking video of that the other day. Russian models are cutting Chanel bags in half. There was the wife. She must have been in her mid-20s at latest. And she was married to some 40, 50-odd-year-old bloke who was like a Russian general or like the head of like a security force or something silly like that. Somebody sent us the video that she did on Instagram or something, or TikTok, and she was like, oh, if like Chanel isn't going to look after its Russian customers, why should its Russian customers look after Chanel? And she chopped the bag up as if Chanel care. As if Chanel care. It just shows you too much money does to people. Now the counterfeit fakes being cut up. Well, I mean fucking everything in those circles in Russia is fake, and don't buy anything on eBay from the Russian Federation. If it's from the Russian Federation, just run a mile. Yes, H24 is doing very well according to her. I'm sorry to hear it. Where do you find these terrifying thumbnails? I just think, what would scare Heinz? Just Google it, scare Heinz, and that's just where all the thumbnails pop up. Just pick the next one. Russia has been a big site for market test for all these brands with China. Hey, Jeremy. Outrageous. Russian models. That's right. Russian models. Oh, you hit the nail on the head. Woo. I'm going to the bathroom. Jeremy and Eugene, stop everyone leaving. I'll be back in a minute. Oh, it's warm in here. Whoa. Once again, I have returned. I see people are talking about the price of fuel. Oops, that's me. If you saw the price of fuel over here, you would absolutely die. American fuel prices are like half what they are over here. As like Ramsey was saying, like it cost them a certain amount. Oops. A certain amount of money to fill up his tank the other day, and I was like, mate, it cost me more than twice that to fill up my tank. European perfume, European petrol prices are insane anyway. Like, so it's not really a not very good thing. Heinz watching. Ice cream trucks are out. That means spring is here officially. Lol. That's right. H24 isn't a bad smell, just not interesting. It's something that has any emotion in it. But I wouldn't be mad smelling it on a person who doesn't care about perfume like that. It's 3.89 in Fargo, ND. Where's ND? But we're in a blizzard now. Crazy. It snowed here like last week or the week before or something. Howdy, Jeremy. Excuse Rich whilst he hydrates. I've just dehydrated there. I shall begin to rehydrate in a second. Finally spring, yes. No more Musk Ravageur, finally. Never bought H24. Is it worth having a first formulation bottle of it? First formulation, the Leon is. Stop that drum by sense. Ah, yes. Chanel does a good lemon. Nobody does a good lemon. Hermes will do caramel chestnut toffee frag next. Oi. I do hope not. Sold those citruses. I'm converting my car to run on perfume. Probably cheaper. Fargo, ND, ain't no perfume shops. Yay, ice cream. Olivia does like his lemons. I wish he didn't. I wonder how quick she made H24. Do you know what the worst thing is, right? I bet you spent ages making it. I bet it took a month, if not over a year. I bet you spent ages making for it, and that's still what she came out with. Hi all. Where be thy bubbles? I give the bubbles a rest tonight. We have a Macy's and Ulta, Bobby. So not so much. So not much. I wish we had a mom and pop shop. I wish we had a mom and pop shop store though. It's not easy to say after a couple of glasses of water, I can tell you. What's it going to run on, Jeremy Dupe? It's cheaper now. You run it on Bogart. Bogart's cheaper. Yes, Christian, awful blue scents. Anyone smelling Kenzo Power here? I've smelled Kenzo Power. That's very floral. Welcome, Flower Girl B. I hope you are well. Oh, those ice cream trucks can drive me insane, especially when they're playing Christmas music. Fish and chip stream tomorrow. Yes, I have no doubt that my mum will be trying to send me to the fish and chip shop tomorrow. It'll be absolutely heaving. Heaving. Power. Craft. Strength. Perfect, Eugene. You have whiteouts in college hockey. Schlong. Did I like it? It's not for me. It's not for me. Shiva in it cost me $71 to fill up yesterday from a quarter tank. It was like dating a hot millennial. Seriously, mate, mine's at least twice that, maybe 2.5 times that to fill up my tank. Depends what kind of fuel. And if I put like the top, like the high octane stuff, if I put like the good stuff in, it costs us like 140 quid. 130, 140 quid. You work that's like $180. 190 maybe. I just remember Ramsey saying it cost him like $75 to fill his car up, and I was like, "You lucky bastard!" And he was like, "What are you talking about? That's outrageous." And I was like, "No." I was like, "No, mate, I'll show you. I'll send you a picture the next time I fill my car up." And I did. And he just sent us a he just sent us a picture back with like a face just being like, "Oh my God." Absolutely crazy petrol prices over here. Not just petrol, diesel as well. You just call it gas, which is funny because it's not gas. Oh! But I suppose you mean gasoline, don't you? I was watching a video. This is like a bit of a tangent, but I was watching a video yesterday about how this super factory make. No, it's not a super factory. It's just like a metal factory. How they make like super. It was like a super crank for a diesel engine for like a massive oil tanker. And I was like, wow, look at the size of that. It showed like it showed like the bit of metal being like obviously you can tell I don't like work with metal, but they showed you like the bit of metal being like heated and like made, and it was like molten and then being poured, and then it was like still like in its sort of like it was still glowing red when they were like forming it, and then they waited for it to cool down, and then like the chopped like bits off. Sorry, the chopped bits off before the waited for it to cool down, and then the waited for it to cool down. And I showed you the machine in it, and I was like, "Wow, die cast." It was crazy. I'll send you the video, Eugene. You can tell us what's happening. Huge crankshaft. It was massive. Do they have swan trucks in your area, Taffy? I know they are a big deal in the Dakotas. Malt vinegar, yum yum. Yikes. What car does a duck drive? This one drives a Ford Mondeo because it is big, it is comfortable, it is like got good suspension for me back, and most importantly, it has heated seats. Absolutely game changing. The heated seats. Like, honestly, amazing. I was saying to Richie J, I was like, because I didn't know, like, I've spent like a bit of money this week getting my car fixed because we're going down to Manchester. So I was like, oh, I'll like make sure the car's in good order. I got it serviced, like, got the wheels refurbished because they were corroded on the inside. And then, like, I got a new injector for it today, which was just fucking abject misery. I was there 4 hours, man. When I turned up, they'd ordered the wrong part. So I was like, mint. So I had to stick about for 4 hours while the new one came and they fixed it. But we were gonna order we were gonna get like a rental car, and Richie J was like, "Well, what's the point? It's just dead money. It's like £200." I was like, "I don't care. Just make sure it's got heated seats." And he was like, "Well, there's no guarantee it'll have heated seats. You just sort of get what you're given when you get there." I was like, "Oh, fuck off! If it hasn't got heated seats, I didn't want to know." Die cast. They use sand for the molds. I don't know that they do use sand for the molds. I'll send you the video, Eugene. Lol, I'll tell Cuddles to knock it off, Juanita. So, I don't want to dwell on this too long, but I heard that Neil was saying something about Aram on Joey's stream. Apparently, they've had a falling out. I haven't spoken to Aram or anyone about it, and it's none of my business. I don't want to intrude on private grief, but Aram's been amazing with Neil, like to the best of my knowledge. I don't understand that. Well, I don't know what's happened, so I don't want to comment. Like I said, I don't really want to get involved in it, but I'm I don't understand that because Aram's been absolutely amazing with Neil. So, but it's just that's just come to mind there when Duncan said that. Huge shaft on it, says Jeremy. Rich drives a car like the one in. Linus Rich drives a car like the one in Dumb and Dumber, but it's a duck instead of a dog. I wish. I wish. Imagine. And who doesn't like a huge crankshaft, eh? That's right, Wesley. Wesley knows. $140. What the fuck? Wow. Yeah. It is. It was at one point £1.90 per litre. There are 3.7 litres in an American gallon. So you work that out. It's basically £2 a litre. £6, £7 a litre, so like $10 a gallon we're paying. Ish. I might have got my sums wrong there, but it's around that sort of price, probably more, if anything. Heated seats cooks my intestines. But they don't have it. My back absolutely loves it. The only place I get more relief than when I'm sitting in the car is when I'm lying down. Ooh, heated seats, lovely. Fantastic. It's like a 14-year-old car. Don't get us wrong. I don't spend big money on cars. I don't see the point. I've never bought a brand new car and I never will. It's absolutely stupid. You lose half the money when you drive off the forecourt. Are you insane? Why don't you just burn it instead? Keep you warm for a couple hours, if that. You know? Fuck that. Just buy a second-hand car. I usually just buy a car, ride it until it dies, and then fucking get another one. So I treat me women. Excuse me, that was outrageous. Heated seats also good for the prostate. I'll take your word for it. Heated seats make my butt sweat like cocaine. Great. You got cocaine coming out your butt. That'll pay for your perfume. Heated seats are a good coffee replacement. I wish heated steering wheels caught on. That was a thing as well. Yes, somebody was saying to me the other day, somebody else mentioned heated steering wheels, and how like they loved their heated steering wheel. And I was like, hang on a minute, I don't think I've ever had a car new enough to have a heated steering wheel. And he was like, yeah, they've like nobody makes them anymore because no one fucking wants to pay the extra for the add-on. And I was like, oh, so like I've like basically I never had one because like I always buy old cars, and now that like I've got to the stage where I might get one, they never caught on, so I'm never gonna have one anyway. A vintage car. It's 14 years old, and if it gets to 20, then it will be a vintage car. If it gets to 20. Good day, Rich. Good day, Jonathan. How are you? Rich, do you drive a car like Mr. Bean has in the UK? Mr. Bean's is probably a far superior car to mine. I forget which car Mr. Bean drove. The only one I remember of Mr. Bean being in a car is when he's sticking his fingers up with people in the movie. Mr. Bean car. Let's have a look. What car do you drive, Mr. Bean? Oh, a Mini. I would, mate, honestly, I could not get in one of them. Honest to God, I could not get in one of them. I would just be folded in half for the rest of the week. There is a thing in this country, though, right, where big men bigger than me, where big men love to drive minis, you know. It's really strange. Like, there are some big, bald, bearded, like, men who are like twice the width of me, and they love driving a little mini. It's crazy. That you often see someone who has no right fitting in one of those cars, like driving around in them. I don't know why, because if I had an accident in them, I mean, you're dead. I mean, to be fair, if you hit a curb in one of them, there's a good chance you're gonna like. If you're that big, you're gonna like. It's the curb's gonna interfere with you in some way, isn't it? Hey, Jonathan. Good day, John. Love. It's not a vintage car that passes the emissions test. I didn't think mine did. Mine needed a little bit of welding on the exhaust. Fortunately, he managed to get it welded and it was sorted. The pipe had enough integrity, like, so. But he was like, "Oh, your catalytic converter." He was like, "I hope you never need a new one." I was like, "I hope I don't fucking need one. They're full of gold and platinum." I was like, "You better not need a new one. If I do, I'm gonna have to go out and pinch one because there's absolutely no way I could afford one. They're like 400-500 quid on one of my cars." At that point, I would just write the fucker off. Andre the Giant fit in one. It's the type of car he would drive. Back again, I had to do a short drive. Welcome back, Adam. Smog is the vehicular equivalent of oak moss. Right. So my injector had been bleeding all week since I got it back last week. It's been leaking. And I had to literally I got it back last Thursday, and by Monday I had to drive around with the windows open because the cabin was just absolutely stinking of diesel. Like, it was giving us headaches and stuff like that. I thought it's sorted now because the injector's not leaking anymore, but my miles per gallon went through the floor. I wasn't even getting 40 miles per gallon. I was like, what? Who painted over the bubbles? Just decided to go for a change today. IFRA uses the equivalent of emissions department. So that's one way of thinking of it. I took my lessons and passed with a Mini Cooper, and I'm a tall guy. Oh no, I'm talking about an old Mini, like a mini, like a little Mini. Even Mini Coopers are too small. I don't think you could get it. I don't know if you could get like a proper Mini through like a fucking, like, if it's not a vintage Mini, I don't think you could make them Minis anymore. They wouldn't pass the safety requirements of cars now. Hello, Sir Duck. Hello, Michael Harness. How are you? Are you gonna let Galen get away with cracks like that against you? Galen needs to update his photo, doesn't he? Show his big mop. Big mop. Galen's mop. Shut up, Galen. Dura Rose isn't here. Dura Rose likes being told to shut up. Mini Cooper is the 30ml bottle of the car. I was looking today. Oh, somebody the other day mentioned the 30ml Tom Ford Privés, and I said something fucking stupid. Like, I didn't know the new prices of those things. And I was like, "Oh, 30ml Tom Ford Privés are a good way to get like a Privé, like of Tom Ford," thinking they were like 110 quid. They're like £160. I was like, what? I remember when the 50mls were under 150. Crazy. Bananas. Bonkers, if you will. My thought is, why haven't more people bucked the IFRA regulations? I know it's being done, but not nearly enough because it's not legal. Like, apparently it's not IFRA that you need to worry about. It's the EU. Jura Rose was telling me the EU wants to ban perfume. I thought, shut up. Apparently IFRA fights the good fight. Jura Rose isn't here to stand up for IFRA. But if he was, that's what he would say. Cool, still on. Absolutely. Sorry. Yes, I am still on. I went back to that store and picked up a tester bottle of Van Cleef and Arpels Pour Homme Floral. I wait to know if my Chorus Minis are vintage. One is black box, the other is black blue, but both amazing, clean animalic, so unique. It's more the bottle you want to check, Omar. Good day to you, Heinz. He's out of his mind. Is it actually a legality issue? I think it's an industry standard issue, and I don't think that you're covered by law if you sell something that's not compliant with IFRA. Just got a text from General Zod. Have you tried Bulgarian banter essence? No. Don't think so. Not entirely sure. Jura Rose will be able to tell you. It's a shame he's not here. Tom Ford, I mean, is out of his mind, or whoever decides on the price structure. It's insane. It's insane. You know? Just the price, like the whole price and structure of perfume at the minute's completely fucking batshit. Like, unless the genie gets put back in the bottle, the best time to buy perfume is always now. Prices have only ever gone up. I don't think there's ever been a time where fragrance prices have gone down. You know? Which is batshit, but there they are. Scent of the day, Trussardi Inside Man. I think Styx was mentioning Trussardi Uomo before. Saying he preferred it over Fendi Uomo. I think I prefer Fendi Uomo if I'm being said. I'm being honest. I wonder what happened to Audrey Jane. She just came in, said hello, and then fucked off. Crazy prices. Inside a what? What are you talking about? Jeremy Hines. The Borgias. Inside man. Inside a what? Inside a man. She and Jura went for an ice cream. It's possible. It's possible. I could eat an ice cream. Actually, I'm not sure I could. I'm pretty stuffed. Had me dinner late on tonight. Had tomatoes, tinned tomatoes, like peeled plum tomatoes in juice. Bacon, sausage, onion ring, and something called potato croquettes, which were very nice. What did I have for me dinner? Oh, I had about 5 bloody pints of fucking Pepsi. Jesus. And that reminds me, I have to take my medication. Oh! You have kept us up late tonight with your engaging conversation. Oh. I take 1, 2. Is there an inside woman? Certainly is. I beg your pardon. I could be an up woman instead of an inside woman. Would you rather be inside man or up man? Oh, excuse me. Oh. Oh. Let me lie down. How much longer am I going to be on for? 38. What time is it? I'll go on for another 25 minutes. Lucky you. I want to see what Matt said. Matt has done a stream where he says he's coming back to YouTube, which was nice. Apparently inside woman smells like BFL Brokestone. Brokestone? Brooklyn fragrance lover. Sat in the doctor's office for 2 hours. Or a 10-minute visit. Christ. It's the same the world over. Don't be turning into the folded man. Honestly, I am turning into the folded. The folded man has literally got the same thing I've got. It's literally the same thing I've got. Ankylosing spondylitis. You do not want it. You certainly don't want to have it for 25 years without it being treated. Poor fucker was bent double, like. Literally bent double as well. His nose was pressed up against his thigh. Absolutely horrific, that. Jonathan putting the inside man to good use already, eh? Lol. Giggity. Giggity. Sorry. The fragrance came and went, didn't it? I don't remember hearing much about it after it launched. Which one? The BFL and Redolescence one. I felt bad. Stephen and Carlos were like an old married couple, weren't they? You could see sometimes that they were just absolutely fucking sick of each other. And yeah, they were still making videos. It was brilliant. Taffy's got the right idea. Send your doctor a bill, John. You fucker. If you made that, like, if seriously, if you made them wait 2.5 hours, John, they wouldn't be very happy. And why should it be different the other way around? I was meant to have a call. I was meant to have a conversation with a consultant the other day. 10:20. 10 came and went. I rang them up at 11:20, and I was like, "Look, like, what are you doing?" And they were like, "Oh, sorry, we'll put you through to the secretary." And the phone just rang out. So I was like, "All right, fuck you." So I rang back up at 2 o'clock, and I was like, I got through to the secretary this time, and I was like, "Yeah, consultant was supposed to ring me at fucking 10:20," and he was like, "Oh, one of the junior doctors apparently attempted to ring you at 10:20," and I was like, "No, they didn't." I was like, "I was sat here by my phone." He was like, "Oh, like, did you not have any signal or anything?" And I was like, "No, I had signal." I was like, "The fuck, I just didn't ring it." And he was like, "All right." So then the actual consultant rang us up and basically had a bit of crack with us. That was it. If you make them wait 3 hours, they'll call you a bellend, or like whatever the medical term is for that. A glans. Brookstone or Stonebrook? Was it not Redbrook? Taffy knows. Taffy knows. Redbrook. There we go. I think they were just gonna. I think they were just gonna release Redbrook after Carlos died. I think it was basically just like gonna be released in like his memory, and then just put it out there, and then just forget about it. But those Nabatus fragrances, I've smelled a couple. Which ones have I smelled? They're the ones with a Greek name. God, they were fucking rubbish. I've got to say something else as well. I bought Ashton's sample set. I wasn't huge on those. There was a couple of them that were all right, but they were like designer sort of level stuff, you know. Which one was it? Was it the coffee one? I thought was all right. He did a tobacco one as well, which I wasn't overly keen. But the rest of them, I could have just fucking I just no. I don't think I think Ashton could have done better by himself personally, but there we go. Like if he'd funded it the way Eugene has. I've smelled like some of the original like submissions for Eugene's stuff, which were unfinished. I am looking forward to when his come out, like, because they're good sense. Keep hearing Red Brook is garbage, but I still want to try it. I just can't imagine how bad it would be. Like if I talking like if I talking just like what fragrances are going to smell like, I mean it's going to be shite. When will Nevitus offer the Duck a collab deal? When they want to declare bankruptcy and claim the insurance or something like that. I don't know if you can claim insurance if you go bankrupt. Of course you can't. The hell am I talking about? I don't know if they're like fucking decide to burn the factory down or something. They'd just be like, look, we can't resurrect the brand because Rich Mitch murdered it. You know what I mean? Judge, watch this video. That's because I've seen things, Dunk. Jesus, that's ominous, Taffy. Taffy's seen some things, bro. I have 2 of Ashton's fries. Have to admit they are pretty decent. I thought they were average at best. I've got to be honest. Wasn't huge on them. The names turn me off. Is that awful of me or what? They just sound like they're trying to force names. Yes. It's got to be effortless, hasn't it? Names have got to be sort of what's in a name. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. It's always been like a thing, isn't it? But it's yeah, names have got to come across. Like names are very important because that really a name is the first impression. If you think about it, it's not just the smell; it's the name. Dinner is ready. Time for us to eat. Best wishes to Mitch and all. Best wishes, Rachel. I hope your meal is nice. Priceless. When Carlos was late, yes, out of his mind. Whack pack, whack pack, whack pack. Enjoy your dinner, Rachel. Heinz, dogs need to pee and dump. Christ. All I read backpacking Carlos's voice, that's right, yes. It's a shame Carlos died. He was a character. He was a face, wasn't he? Do you know what I mean? No doubt in my mind he cared about fragrances. Like there are other people who are watching, I'm like, do you really care? Is it like something you're interested in, or are you doing this because you want clout on the internet and this is you think your way of getting it? Carlos, I never doubted that he actually gave a shit about his fragrances. He really never lost his passion. Oh, we hope not. She just took one. Has anyone tried fragrances from Aaron Terrence? I've tried a couple of them. I wasn't huge on them, if I'm being honest. I agree. And packaging can't stand no effort in bottles. I think simple bottles. I think you can get away with like a simple bottle. You know, a simple bottle with a label. You ever seen the Parlemoir? The Parlemoir fragrance bottle. Brilliant, brilliant example. It's just a plain bottle, right? And the sticker does all the work. And it's got a magnetic cap. Perfect. Cheap, simple, effective, good quality. I'm also still shocked we lost my Makers. That was a blow. Like, my Makers definitely never lost his passion, did he? Christ, that was a terrible thing because he just died overnight. I mean, sort of Carlos, really. We're all just hanging by a thread, aren't we? Not to get too maudlin or anything like that, you know, but like, yikes. This is a thick stream. Certainly is a thick stream. Margie Louise says, Michael Harness, I tried ATH Goddess. Not super impressed. Heavy naturals with no lift. Just sat on my skin and didn't do much. I think, as so often happens, Carlos was disillusioned with the YouTube game hustle, but I believe he really loved perfume. Yeah. Mitch, on average, Joe, how are you doing? Agreed, but the juice needs to be great in case of simple bottling. Yes. Hey, chat. Everyone says hello to Joe. Hello, hey, Joe. I think it's like quite interesting when anybody has like a stream, everybody spends like the first 5-10 minutes like saying hello to each other. You know? Even if they've just hopped off one stream and onto another. I've seen that happen multiple times. I must admit it always makes us like laugh. It's like everybody's just got off like one stream and they're like, oh, go over and watch the other stream, and everybody goes over there and in the chat they're like, hi. And it's like, hang on a minute, weren't we just in the same chat like a minute ago? Crazy. We're all so very polite. Happy days. Oh, excuse me. Fucking my maker's good, man. Yeah. Bottles can be overdone. I don't want a sculpture holding perfume. Turns me off. Flower Girl. Some of the bottles they used to produce in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, like the opulence of the bottles. Like, you're talking like bottles made by Lalique and for Lancome, for Guerlain. There's a website dedicated to Guerlain bottles. Like, not the perfumes, the bottles. Sure there is. Eugene sent us one of a duck the other day. I wish I could remember the website. I'd put it in the chat. I don't think Eugene's still here, but you'll remember which website I'm talking about. Carl Anderson. I just watched Carlos and Steven's review of Bulgari Garanat the other day, since I bought Tiger from that collection this week, and they were so tired and sick of this shit. We are all crazy. It's true. We all are. We all are like mad in our own way. There's no such thing as normal. So much typing, so many strange names to spell correctly. That's another good point. Fragrance names and fragrance like pronunciations and like fragrance like house names and like ingredients and stuff like that have expanded like my knowledge and capacity for such things immeasurably. Learned about stuff that I would never know about. Great little like educational prompt. Because when you're interested, like humans as a general thing, when you're interested in something, like you're much more inclined to learn about it. That's why school doesn't work for lots of people. Some people can be just planned like robots, you know what I mean? Some people can just be like taught and like learn this, you learn it, and then you just like lather, rinse, repeat. I could never do that at school. Like, I couldn't be taught anything. If I wasn't interested, it wasn't going in. School was not easy. Stephen tried to keep the video upbeat though. Yeah, he always tried to be professional. If you were going to have a criticism of Stephen, you would have to say that would be one of them. Maybe he went a little bit too professional. I'm worried about even fucking monetizing this channel. You know? But there we are. Stephen wants to make it as if though he's turned it into like the QVC channel. You know? It's like teleshopping. Avon bottles are very interesting. Which ones, Michael? They are beautiful. I am talking about the nutty niche I have been seeing lately. I don't even want to smell them. I like Peter's bottles. I just wish they were a bit bigger. Not to touch a nerve, but give us an honest shout about whether Portos is worth the hunt. Personally, I don't think it is. Raw that. With Portos, I wish I'd left it with Mudasir so that Ramsey could have bought it, but yuck. You know what I mean? The Royal Mail. School wasn't my best subject, says Michael Harness. Like, honestly, school. The last 2 years of school for me was absolutely hellish. The only solace I take in that is that I know I made it hellish for the teachers as well. They didn't get away with it. Like, if I had to suffer, so did they. And they did make us fucking suffer for being there, the bastards. I want to go to school in grass and be left alone in the jasmine fields. Oh no, not the jasmine fields. I have a hard time keeping up with all the brands that are everywhere. There's so much out there. So many perfumes. So many. I taught myself more after school than I ever learned in it. Yeah. School is overrated. Well said, Mike. And welcome. Where have you been, Michael? Work? Work? No. Filthy copper? I'm a snake from The Simpsons. I'm going to Manchester next week to meet with Audrey Jane and Jura Rose and Aisha Ahmed and Richie G and Lee and me. We will be the Sensational Six. I might make a couple of videos when I'm there. I'm already smart. I don't need no schooling. The thing is, right, is that we sit there and we say these silly things, right? But you can't actually read that sentence. What a gathering. Maui is famous for their lavender farm, and I recommend it. Maui? Maui? I think the term is autodidactic. I don't know. I've been called worse, Jonathan. I've been called a lot of things, especially at school, by the teachers. Sounds fabulous, Mitch. Do a video for us. I will. I'll do some videos. I'm not sure anybody will want to be on stream. Do you know what I mean? I'm not sure anybody will want their faces on there. Have you spent any more time with B683? No, I haven't. But I was not impressed with the X-Ray because I thought the fucking money for that is insane. Yes, do videos, please. I'll do maybe a couple of live streams and a couple of videos. I actually rang Louis Vuitton today because there's a Louis Vuitton I'm thinking of buying, Louis de Feu. And I was like, oh, hello, have you got any in stock in Manchester? And they were like, oh, I can see that the stock is low. And I was like, well, you better fucking have some by the time I turn up at fucking Manchester next week, you dicks. I didn't actually say that, but I was thinking it. And they were like, oh, would you like to buy it now over the phone and you can just click and collect? I was like, well, no. Sort of defeats the point. I'm essentially driving like 150 odd miles to like pick up a perfume when you could just send us it in the post. No, I want to buy it when I'm there, dick. Is Eau Sauvage Extreme and Edmond Rudnitska? Pass. I know Eau Sauvage is an Edmond Rudnitska, but I don't know if the Sauvage Extreme is. Don't even ask to shove the camera in Audrey's face and see what happens. I'm pretty sure I go to jail for that. Not allowed to take pictures of people without their permission in this country anymore, which, considering it was in response to upskirting, Because apparently fucking upskirting wasn't legal. Like, as if who would have known? So, no, upskirting wasn't illegal, which is outrageous when you think about it. So they brought in a law that you can't take pictures of people without their permission, which is maybe a little bit fucking a little bit overkill. But I don't like the idea of having my picture taken without permission, I must admit. Somebody just like runs up to you and takes your picture, and you're just like, what the fuck was that? Do you want to fuck off? Taking pictures of us, you fucking pervert? Get away. I think it's more to protect women, like, because there are some dodgy men. I just got an old Eau Sauvage and it's awesome. Yes. I'd pay to see Rich at a perfume counter, lol. Margie, you may not have to. I wouldn't charge you. You're lighting the secret woods, Jeremy? Oh shit, Jura's here. Shh. Oh, Jura is back, isn't he? Sod off, Jura. Rich Mitch received a sample of zoologist cow with my etiquette order today. Not sure I want to try it. It's nice. It's pleasant. I just think it would be more pleasant on a woman. It's a young scent. Smell it. It's interesting. I quite liked it. It's just not something that I would ever consider wearing, to be honest with you. Where have you been? I suppose Audrey Jane is back too. She is not. She'll be asleep. Jeremy, I have been watching you. A street photographer, says Michael John. I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of the law. I just know that is like the law now, I think. I'm pretty sure it is. I know that there was no law against upskirting. As outrageous as it was, like there's loads of there's like CCTV footages of like lads just like walking into shops, and there's like a lass there's like a girl, and she's like either leaning over a counter, or she's like reaching up to grab something, and a bloke will just come along with his camera and just stick his fucking camera up behind it, like she doesn't even realize he's done it, and it's like, what the fuck? So how fucking sick have you got to be to do something like that, man? For fuck's sake. Jura Rose is off to watch The Bodyguard, the British one, not the Whitney Houston one. Shite. Jura Rose, you should be watching this. It's live. I reckon that fucking fucking hell, I forgot what I was gonna say there. Completely shot the bed there. I completely forgot what I was gonna say. What about facial recognition? You mean I can sue the government for that? No, obviously there's obviously exceptions so that the fucking authorities can do whatever they want, you know, because there always is. Who owns the majority of Fields and Grass, Chanel or Dior? Chanel was in there first, I know that. This Eau Sauvage Extreme is nice. No fans of this? Do you know, I've never really been bothered about smelling it. I'm not sure the black bottle, I think, puts us off because it doesn't seem like that kind of scent, if that makes any sense. Jonathan has it and he likes it very much. What are the main notes? Jonathan, tell us. I haven't tried it, Interference, but been wanting to. It's fresh. Can you narrow it down from there? Is it like citrusy? Is it floral? Is it got lavender? You got the patchouli and the coriander. That sounds interesting. Coriander and patchouli. Warm, it sounds. I might wear Zeno tomorrow. Or Beau de Jour. Or Music for a While. It's quite nice. Lavender. Catherine is still here. Welcome. Well, the parfumier is still here. It might not be Catherine. Could be Big Tone. Start citrusy up top. Okay. Lemon and lavender. Lemon? Oh no. Not lemons. If Jura Rose were here, he'd be putting lemons in the chat. Well, I've heard the extreme toned down the citrus but amped up the spice. Anyone recommend a green geranium frag? Hello, Catherine. Welcome. Yes. Try geranium pour monsieur. It's a little bit minty though. But I'm a big fan of mint. Next Thursday, when I go to Manchester next week, I will be returning to the scene of where I bought Month Fresh about 4 or 5 years ago. About 5 years ago now. God, it was a long time ago. I was going to wear Ganymede, but I wore it 2 days ago and I'm still catching whiffs. That sounds right. Ganymede is strong. Very strong. Aloha, Catherine, says Bob. No mint, says Michael. Not a fan of the minty aspect. Vlog the trip to Manchester. It's more than possible. I mean, I would have to I couldn't tie all the videos together into one long day thing because I literally don't know how to do that. But I could post lots of little videos in a playlist or something, or some shorts. What island are you on, H2O now? No mint. Everybody's saying no mint. Why is everyone saying no mint? I feel left out. I'll say it now. What time are we on? Good heavens. We have gone over 3 hours. I'll be packing it in a minute. I am tired. Joey Canola be on later, surely. I don't know what day it is, but they'll have the day off tomorrow, so that'll be nice. Oahu, Michael. Currently a shithole, apparently. Wow, you start at 5 a.m. my time. Oof. Is it 8 a.m. now? You must be 9 hours ahead of us. You on the west coast. You're on the west coast of Australia. Flower Girl B. Rich, no Instagram? No Instagram, Margin. No social media apart from YouTube. Get a double latte. I can't get a... you're on the east coast, sorry. 10 hours ahead of us then. Trouba duck. Too much meth on the islands. Yikes. I was trying to get some sinus decongestant tabs for my mother the other day, and I was at the thing and she was like, oh, there's a box, and I was like, can I get 2 so I don't have to come back and get another box? And she was like, no. I was like, what are you talking about? No. She was like, it's not allowed. I was like, give out, man. I'm a grown man. What are you talking about? I can't have 2 boxes of sinus tablets. She was like, it's illegal to sell more than 1 to 1 person at any one time because it's what they make fucking meth out of. And I was like, no way. And she was like, yeah, it's like ephedrine. And I was like, what? I was like, how did they do that? And she laughed at us, and I was like, haha. I was like, no, I'm not going to be making meth. Don't worry. Can't be asked with that. The only thing I can make a mess. My brother-in-law lives in Kaneohe. Kaneohe. I beg your pardon. Oh, dear. Excuse me. I think that's a sign. In fact, it is a sign. And something not lot is on the water squee last couple of days. Brilliant. Excellent. Nice. Right. Catherine, did you ever have any luck getting any niche brands into the store? Like, I remember you asking like months ago if there were like any brands that you should look at trying to get into the store. Nevada used to sell yellow jackets at gas stations. I don't know what that means. Anyone like the banana artisan? No, but it sounds interesting. I really like banana milkshakes. You know, like made with like real bananas. I miss the smell of plumeria and jet fuel. I think you guys recommended Amouage to Catherine. Yes. But I think I remember recommending L'artisan. That's when like how Jonathan mentioned L'artisan. It's what prompted us to remember. We had to put that on pause for now. I think a lot of things have been put on pause around the world, haven't they? Just everything's like more difficult, just in general. You know? I like it, Flower Girl. Wifey, not so much. Is the dry down kind of boring? I will let Duncan answer this question and then I shall go. I am a tired duck. Also, I'm running out of battery. I might hustle Jura Rose. Yeah, I know he's watching The Bodyguard. I'll try and interrupt. See you later, Micah. You step off the plane in Hawaii, you really do smell the flowers right away. It's always been special. Good night, Flower Girl. Just waiting for Duncan to answer that question. True. Good night, Duncan, friends. Good night, Jonathan. I don't know that Duncan's going to answer that question. Yeah, cheers, Bob. Night interference. Good night, Taffy. Good night, Michael. Nope. Good night, Michael John. Good night, everyone. Good night, lurkers. Good night, people who haven't commented but watched. Good night, Catherine. Waltons? Waltons to you, too. Good night, Anuj. I'm off. See you all later. Thank you for watching. Good night.